In a world of homogenized cunty talk radio shows, an auroral beacon of free, raw, uncensored thought shines at the end of a tunnel of cliché banality, soaring high above the valleys of mediocrity, cut by a dying medium. A phoenix of honest broadcasting stretches its hyperbolic wings toward eager new horizons. We now take you to that fiery inferno of conversation. This is the Sunday Evening Overdose.
Oh, sorry, I wasn't here.
Hello.
To push the fader. All right, it's been all kinds of bullshit tonight. Thanks for sticking with us, the live audience out there. This is the Sunday Evening Overdose. We've been having a problem that we've been trying to chase down for a while that we finally figured out.
Yeah.
I was like,
been a long road to get here.
I was about to completely just cancel the fucking. I wasn't gonna cancel the whole show, but we were not gonna stream for a minute.
Yeah, I'm glad we're streaming though.
Oh, are you?
I am. It adds a little bit of pressure.
David Box.
Hey.
Studio, what up? Matt Gear.
Ah, yes.
Hello.
Long in the legs, short in the wiener. Sucks on muff like a vacuum cleaner.
That's Matt Gear.
Beautiful.
Did you guys hear about this fucking biker shooting?
Oh my god.
Down there in Waco, Texas.
Down there.
I heard the cop say it was the goriest thing he's seen.
Fucking seems
Yeah,
like
the police sergeant said it was
a
the
horror show.
most violent crime scene he'd ever seen in his history in Texas.
The sergeant said so?
Yeah.
Well, you know, he's probably seen some shit down there.
He's probably seen most of it.
Dude, because Waco has, I mean, there's not, it doesn't have any shortage of fucking gang activity and crazy shit going on, right?
Right,
I mean,
yeah. It's pretty violent down there.
So what happened? And they're at some like Applebee's style restaurant. They just
Twin
start fucking
Peaks.
killing everybody. Yeah.
Twin Peaks. It's more like a Hooters or like Tilted Kilt. It's like the girls dress in skimpy outfits and they're all real skinny and tan.
Delightful.
Yeah, so there were 5 gangs altogether involved in this brawl. But the two at the center were the Cossacks and the Banditos. But the police knew that something was going to happen. There were already police there when violence started occurring.
Right.
They claimed they had
way.
They claimed they had quote unquote intelligence, is what they said was the reason they were on the scene. That's as specific as they got.
Yeah, because they were sitting there when the thing started.
They were sitting there in marked police cars in uniforms. Like, they weren't even trying to be subtle about it. They were like, we are police, we are here. If something's going to happen, we're already here.
When there's rival biker gangs around, it doesn't take much intelligence to figure out that some shit's going to pop off, you know? Like,
that's a good thing because they don't have much.
Well, and that's the weird thing, too. The Banditos are really notorious. They're one of the biggest gangs in the country. They have 104 different branches throughout the world, and they actually are in, like, 12 different countries.
Uh-huh.
They have been around since 1966. They are very prevalent in Waco. And the Cossacks, who were the other gang that was like at the center of it, they're nobody. I can't find it. They're nobody. They seem to only be there to poke at the Banditos. The only thing I can find out about them is stuff that they've done to the Banditos, and that's it.
This is a black flag out.
They have no presence. They don't even rank on the Wikipedia's American outlaw motorcycle gangs, which are basically any motorcycle gang that's recognized as an outlaw group. They're not even on that list.
Yeah, you know, there's probably a lot of small clubs that are smart enough to fucking avoid that, you know?
Yeah.
I mean,
they don't have t-shirts.
there's not everybody's going on the History Channel and doing fucking,
Yeah.
you know.
Well, the Banditos are technically considered by the U.S. government, they're considered an organized crime syndicate.
We're Legion, We're the Banditos.
They are Legion. Their official motto. Their official motto
stupid
is
interviews with the fucking side shadow and the guy just like,
you don't fuck with the Banditos. I've been in this since I was 14, and the only way out is in a pine box. And we had to go out and do some dirt.
they put dirt on the screen.
Yeah.
Crime.
Yeah.
Committing a crime.
Their official motto as a gang, if this tells you anything about them, we are the people our parents warned us about.
Oh man, are they? Those are some rough characters.
Woo! Yowza.
Why are biker gangs so not scary for some reason? It's like I don't.
I disagree.
Yeah, no, I'm sure if you actually are involved with them, but it's like they don't have the same place that like a lot of other kind of gangs have in society, where it's like, I don't know, you just never expect them to be around causing any trouble. I guess they're just not around here that much. I don't know.
I think
they're just not that scary to me. They just seem
they're
kind of
real
silly.
criminals. That's the thing. There's nothing to gain from just fucking with people. Whereas dumbass like gangbanger types, they just fuck with people because it's like, look at me, I'm tough. But like, biker guys don't have to prove shit. They're like busy smuggling meth and shit.
Yeah, they're bigger than that. The Banditos. Let's see. They're an organized crime syndicate engaging in murder.
Yes, that's why we don't fucking really think of them as one of the major like annoying threats in society. It's like they're pretty much keeping themselves unless you're involved in their trade.
And they're not walking up to you being like, what are you wearing? Like, what's the...
That's not going to be a biker gang,
Right, like, oh, your hand signal, like, oh.
And also a lot of bike gangers are like white.
Bike gangers?
A lot of biker
Well, I have a feeling the Banditos
bike
are not
gangers.
white. Am I just being an ass, or is that just a safe assumption?
I think they're probably white and Hispanic. The Banditos, I don't think that's a strictly a Hispanic thing, is it?
No, I don't think so.
I don't think so at all.
They are. They're stationed all over the world too.
We have family members that would know if our cousin, who's a biker gang veteran, is listening. Maybe he can call in and give us his insight into this.
The phone number is 630-599-RUBS. If anyone else wants to call in and talk about biker gangs, we
had a cousin that was really. He used to actually be in I think he was in Mongols or something.
Yeah,
you know
I don't
what I'm
know.
talking about, right?
Oh, yeah.
And
Mongols.
he's told me stories about them just riding around with sawed-off shotguns on their handlebars and shit. Just like, holy shit, dude.
Yeah, I mean they're not fucking around. The Banditos were involved in a 3-year turf war in Scandinavia. That resulted in only 11 murders in 3 years. That's kind of weird.
All right, well, fuck you. Let's get back to this shooting.
Yeah, anyway. Okay, so they were in a parking lot. There was a dispute over a parking situation, a parking space.
Dude, when I heard that, I'm like, that just sounds kind of like bullshit to me. It's like, they're there. They all know they're there for some kind of neutral ground meeting, right? Wasn't it an arranged meeting between the two gangs?
Yeah.
So they all go there knowing, okay, this is business. We all kind of got to behave ourselves. I don't know, dude. I don't know. Is it likely that two idiots are gonna fucking start fighting over something that dumb and it erupts into a fucking shootout? Where they what did they cover? They recovered 100+ weapons or
over
something.
100 weapons.
I mean, this was like serious shit. Like these guys were armed to the teeth.
Every person was armed.
And 9 people died. I mean, for a shootout, that's a lot. It's not like in the movies normally. A shootout, normally, a couple people might get hit. Everybody hides pretty quickly.
And then that's it.
This is a giant goddamn shootout to end up with 9 bodies.
Now, here's a shocker in the story. The police actually seem to have escalated the violence instead of de-escalating the violence.
They never do that. What do you mean?
No, it's really weird.
Wait, peace officers did that?
Yeah, here's what's so weird about it is as soon as guns started being fired, all the police officers started firing their guns. So there's a good chance that a lot of the deaths were caused by police officers.
Well, I mean...
There's no way to tell.
Here's the thing, though. They said they were shooting out with the cops, too. I mean, at the end of the day, even though we don't typically like or support police here, it's just they are just fucking guys. So if there's gunfire, they're gonna fucking fire back. I mean, that's not one that I can really get all up in arms about.
Or if there's not gunfire, or if you have a dog.
Or if there's not, or if a dog barks.
Right.
Yeah.
No. But you know what I mean? It's like, if this is a real shootout, then fuck.
Yeah, for sure.
I mean,
and a lot of the bikers...
This isn't guys harassing somebody for weed and stuff. This is like, this is a different level of crime that we don't really fucking understand.
That's when you actually want cops around for a change.
Well, I don't know, dude. I'd actually rather have organized crime just left alone.
Yeah.
Honestly.
The brawl got so intense so quickly that
I don't know. They'd fuck with me less than the cops do.
No, I mean, but if there's no crime, if there's no law, so there wouldn't be really organized crime. They'd just be, we're an organization.
Yeah, we run fucking drugs and
right,
women.
We sell this.
You want it, we got it.
Right.
And we ride bikes.
The brawl got so violent so quickly that it actually spilled back inside of the restaurant and into the bar of the restaurant too. And now everybody's blaming the management at the restaurant for allowing all these groups to meet there in the first place.
Lord.
And now everyone's saying it's their fault.
Wow.
I like how the cops, the one sergeant or whatever, like, yeah, they know that these people are gang affiliated and they let them hang out there. Like, what do you expect a fucking restaurant owner to do?
Yeah.
Start going around and picking out one by one people in leather jackets and shit and deciding who can and who can't come in?
Right.
Did we just remember to turn off the air conditioner now?
Yeah.
That probably sounded like shit for a while there. Sorry.
Oh man.
You know what I mean? What do they fucking want the guy to do?
Yeah.
Oh, and then just start telling outlaw bikers that they can't come in, fucking bandito
that's gonna be
dudes and shit.
great.
Like, yeah,
Good
you
for
guys
business.
can't, yeah.
Well, they'd have to kick out the weaker gang then. They could protect him from the strong one. All right.
Nice. That's real good, Andrew.
So that one fucking, one of their old ladies was on the scene saying it was a setup.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, didn't you hear that?
No, I didn't know that.
You told me that, actually. I thought.
Did I? No,
yeah.
I don't think so.
That's in that
That
article.
doesn't sound like me.
Hey, biker chicks are the most honest chicks on the face of the earth.
Yeah, they supposedly hid a bunch of the witnesses, but this one anonymous witness who they said is affiliated, she's a female affiliated with some of the people in the gang or something. So I assumed that she was one of their old ladies.
One of their old ladies.
No,
That's what they got, right?
One of their broads.
So yeah, she was saying, her quote was that it was a setup, meaning I guess that one of the gangs planned this the entire time, or the cops
Or the cops
triggered
did
it,
yeah.
and stimulated the whole thing.
Neither one of those things would surprise me.
It's also possible that one of the gangs was working with the police because
Well,
they employ a lot
yeah.
of those cops too.
I would think probably the gang that's like really off the radar would be less likely to have an informant in it, but these guys, the bigger gangs, I think all have informants. I mean, they've been doing it since the fucking 80s. They have unbelievable undercover operations that go on for 20 fucking years. I mean, it's like it's insane. So I mean, there's definitely cops in their gang.
Oh yeah,
100%.
Like you said, they're
and they must
organized crime.
just assume that that's going on too, right? I mean,
I guess
So-
they'd have to at this point.
So they could have been handed this. Who knows?
Yeah, they probably
knows
were.
what the fuck
Who
happened
knows?
behind
Our
the
gangs
scenes.
are.
But now, all right. So now, what the news is saying is bikers from each gang are just like coming to town from all over the place, and
They're just like
and they're just mobbing up,
Swarming
in
on Waco, yeah.
And so they're just basically they're just forming into fucking two armies, and so they're talking. Yeah, they're talking. This all just happened today,
Yeah.
so of course the news is going like National Guard and blah 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 needs to be out there and all this stuff, So this could turn into a giant media circus. We'll have to fucking see.
Yeah.
Not that people. I don't know. It is pretty. It's pretty significant event,
Yeah.
actually. I guess, but
I mean, you said it yourself. It says, let's see, 9 dead and 18 wounded. And that's just 9 dead so far. Some of the wounded could still die.
That's a hell of a shootout.
Yeah.
That is
Especially in
really,
just a restaurant,
That's a
too.
really good shootout.
Yeah, that's awesome.
There's no footage of it though, or anything.
No,
Nobody
I didn't
caught
see any video or any pictures
I
yet or
looked
anything.
I
No,
looked too.
there
Dude,
are photos
That's
of
one
the
of those
aftermath.
ones that, like, yeah, even in our culture now, real guns are being shot by 50 people at a time. You're like, all right, I'm
I'm gonna put my cell phone down
Yeah.
for a fucking change.
I'm hiding really, really far away from this.
Use it to
don't
call
want anything to
911
do with
instead of
this.
take pictures.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Dude, I've been around like an eruption of gunfire that was like around the corner, and your first thing, you will just get as far away from it as possible. There's not any of you that wants to go like, hey, let's peek around and see what's going. Like, no, you're just fucking getting as far away from it as possible.
Yeah.
As soon as you hear it, you know what it is. You hear people screaming, you hear the chaos, and you're just like, I'm fucking out of here, like now.
Yeah. No,
That's it.
I even get that instinct sometimes when I hear something that is not a gunshot, but it could be a gunshot. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
You're lying.
I'm not. It's never actually been a gunshot, but I get the feeling like I gotta not be around this noise,
Yeah. So,
right.
anyways, weird fucking scene. Cops parked there before the altercation. Has all the earmarks of some shady doings involving organized crime and law enforcement. We'll have to wait
I'm
and see what
excited
comes
to
out.
see how this progresses.
We're gonna stay on that. What about this
yeah.
fucking retard that fell off the roof of Notre Dame? The fucking
Poor
kid.
young retard.
I didn't see
Okay.
the footage. Wait, yeah. Look, can we see it?
We're gonna post up some pictures. There's no footage of this either, but it's just what was the story? These kids were partying at Notre Dame for their graduation,
And the
And-
Yeah.
hunchback.
And they climbed on the rooftop of one of the buildings.
Sanctuary.
And One of them fell off the roof. It's like 2 stories he fell.
Dude, I saw the pictures of it.
Yeah,
like,
I'm
how
trying
the
to
fuck
find
do
that
you
picture
fall?
that we had earlier.
It's like the most easy kind of. It's like such a gradual slant that the roof was on. It was like impossible to fall off of, and then he fell like 15 feet.
Well, back when I used to drink, I've been so drunk I fell to the floor for no good reason.
Yeah, you can just fall on
If
the
you're
floor,
really
I guess,
drunk,
yeah.
well, I mean, if you're really drunk, you've pretty much lost a lot of coordination. Like,
Yeah,
Pretty much.
I don't know, dude. I've done a shitload of drunk climbing, and the adrenaline usually keeps you pretty aware. You know,
but you were aware that you were climbing.
Yeah, yeah.
This cat was probably like, it was dark.
No, but people are stupid. I was talking
whoa,
about.
yeah.
Dude, I was talking about this earlier. Like, I've done a lot of fucking. You know, go out and climb a water tower, go climb an old electrical tower, shit like that, you know? And everybody always has to, like, take needless risks. I'm always like, make sure my hand is on this, my foot goes over here, I'm going to sit just like this and hold on to this. But, like, you know, other people really there's, like, a thing that people do I've noticed on cliffs and edges of things that it's like, they feel like to look cool or be cool or something, they need to casually walk along the edges of things and walk right up to the edge to look over things with their hands on their hips. And I'm like inching forward on my butt, just like I want to get to the edge, but I'm not going to risk some weird shit because I have tripped before.
I'm so afraid of heights, I have to, like, edge up.
But you know what I'm talking about? How you notice, like, when
Yeah.
you go to some, like, scenic view with people, how, like, there's always two of the fucking group have to just walk right up to it like it's nothing, and with, like, a really confident pace, and they walk, like, too fast up to the edge and just stop and look around. Like, what are you doing that for?
Well, who's been to the
You guys know
Sears
what I'm talking
Tower?
about, right? Everybody sees
Yeah.
their friends do
Yeah.
that shit.
I feel like I'm usually that guy.
you're
Yeah.
that guy. See, I would be
Yeah.
so pissed off at you. I'd be like, David,
Why?
box.
David.
David.
Yeah, at the
No.
Grand Canyon, I was really pissing Dre off.
I was just about
Yeah.
to say, I mean, we had some tense moments because of his proximity to the edge
Yeah, yeah.
and
No,
his braggartness about being there. What's the word I want?
it's pride goeth before a fall, literally sometimes
Yeah.
in this case. And I have had that problem with my girlfriend where we like go to some cliffs and she just like takes her dumb like in her flip-flops like big tourist stride right up to the edge of the thing, and I'm like, dude, get the fuck back from there. If you fall off of this cliff, no one will believe I didn't push you. Dude, no one. If you fall off this cliff, I'm going to jail for murder.
Right, the cops
So
would be like, so did you guys have an argument?
Yeah, and I'll be like, dude, no, she just walked. Oh, right. Let's look up this guy's record. All right. All right, come with us, sir.
You're coming downtown.
After they found out who you are, they'd be like, I saw him do it.
Yeah, right.
Yeah. Oh,
But
so
yeah,
here's
no,
this-
I'm like,
So
dude,
you don't like
come
cops,
back,
huh?
come back from the edge of the cliff, because yeah, I don't need that shit.
yeah, no, it's terrible. It's terrible. I'm
I
trying
don't
to get
wanna
this
watch
picture
somebody
open for you
fall
guys.
off a cliff either. Sorry, go ahead.
I want to watch
Oh
that.
boy, something's happening with my
There's a great-
Windows
but-
8.
There's a
I
great
hate this
video
thing.
of a guy falling off the Hoover Dam. Well, he jumps and
Like purposely?
Yeah,
With a snowboard.
He like commits suicide.
Oh.
But
But
There's-
there's still suicide with a
with a
snowboard.
snowboard. There's a guy.
Gonna make it awesome suicide. Yeah.
There's a guy filming. They just happen to be there filming an old VHS, you know, and this guy just walks past him and just hops over the fucking rail and jumps. But when you jump off the Hoover Dam, the shitty thing is you don't fall at all. You just scrape all the way
Yeah.
down because it's at like a grade.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
So you just go roll and scrape and fucking drag all the way down, and then at the bottom you just smack into a concrete wall and your head explodes. According to this
the curve
video
that
that
the
I
Hoover Dam
watched.
has, the scraping and rolling would get exponentially worse until you hit the bottom.
Yeah.
Doesn't it kind of have like that sort of
Right. But I think
look.
by the end,
Yeah.
the guy was pretty well unconscious and, you know,
Yeah.
whatever.
Pretty
but,
good
already
and dead.
disintegrated.
but the kids taking the video, they sound like maybe like 16 to 20, somewhere in there. And they're like, you know, they're taking the video and the kid goes, John, that guy's head just exploded.
Oh my God.
And the other guy goes, just keep filming.
It's okay. I'll just keep holding your hand.
Oh
You
my
literally
God.
see the guy's brain fly
Oh,
out.
Just
like-
keep filming. I'm
like
about to
like
come.
30
Just keep
feet away.
filming.
Oh, yeah.
Right.
I don't know why. I don't know why we're talking about this. But
Make it
yeah,
hard for
that's-
me to come.
What
Just
were
shut
you-
up for a second.
I was stalling for Andrea to
Yeah.
come up with this. What are you looking for?
This is the picture that the kid of the building that the kid fell off
That's
of.
what he fell off
Yeah.
of? Okay. I've jumped off of shit that was that high.
Yeah.
Wait, what?
And he was 21. He
Yeah.
should be in good enough shape to fall off of something like that and not die.
See,
he
now
must
this
have
is-
landed directly on his head.
Right.
This is the
only
head
way.
exploding thing that we're still.
No, that was the
that was the
Hoover
Hoover
Dam.
Dam. Try to pay attention,
What
David.
the fuck is going on?
This
Get
is
on
the
the
kid who
trolley.
jumped off the building at Notre Dame.
Oh,
And he didn't
that's
jump.
right,
He
yeah.
fell.
I'm sorry, he
Slipped on
fell.
he slipped on a wet spot on the roof and fell.
Yeah.
I see. Duh.
At like 3:30 in the morning also.
The only
So-
way he could die from that
The
height
drunk
is if he
time.
did like the cartoon banana peel slip where he flies like up higher, you know?
Yeah.
And then, just, and then pauses for a second and looks around and realizes how high up he is and like feels beneath him like uh-oh.
And then his body drops, but his head stays in place for a second.
And his eyes
And
just stay there in his mouth.
his
Yeah.
neck stretched out real far, and it probably broke, and that's probably what killed him.
It was that-
when he fell
yeah.
out of the
It
middle
was
of
that
the air.
that cartoon fall where all your fucking parts
Yeah.
stretch out too far and breaks
Yeah.
your bones.
and then
Yeah.
you land like an
That
accordion.
just sounds terrible.
Poor kid.
What a way to go.
I don't know. I don't really care about this guy.
Yeah, well, it's
Fine with me. He can
Well,
die.
what was he doing on
Stupid.
that roof?
Well, it's not so much what was he doing on that roof. How did he die? I mean, come
Yeah.
on. Get the fuck
So
out
I'm
of
gonna
here.
put this picture
Hey,
up for everybody on
So
Facebook.
let's announce our guests coming on in 20, 30 minutes or so.
Yeah, we have Becky Guymon. Am I saying her name right? You know?
Yeah, yeah.
Okay.
She's
And,
been on the show before.
Right.
She was one of our very first back when I did the show by myself. She was my second or third paranormal investigator guest that I had
Yeah.
on. So really happy to have her back. And she also, I think she has kind of behind the scenes hooked us up with some other guests and some tips on some articles. She's been a really cool friend of the show over the past year. So we got her coming on with her friend
Ursula Kalin.
Ursula Kalin, who is a psychic medium. I don't know if they use the word psychic. She's a medium. She's
Yeah.
a sensitive.
She's
something
a sensitive,
like that.
an empath.
An empath, perhaps. I don't know what words she uses. We'll ask her.
But they've got some cool events coming up that I'm excited to talk about with them. Conventions and investigations and stuff. Plus, they sent us some.
Yeah, we're supposed to be at the one convention, the
Yeah.
Silicon thing. We'll go over
Silicon,
that.
That's in August.
It's a paranormal convention, but I guess they added horror, anime, a bunch of illustrators and I guess comic type of stuff and
gaming, horror, anime, gaming, and paranormal.
It's about
gaming.
time.
What kind of gaming?
like video games, probably.
Or Dungeons and Dragons.
Oh, yeah. Oh, I hope that's
it's
what
gonna
it
be.
is.
I'm sure that's what it is.
Yeah, Magic: The Gathering.
Yeah.
Do
Oh,
people
my
still
God.
play that?
Yes.
Man.
All right,
do.
good.
I don't know how I ended up where like I hate all of that shit, and every friend I have plays those games. I'm
I
like,
love
Yeah.
Dungeons
it's
and
like
Dragons, and I've only
I know,
played
see?
it.
Exactly.
But recently, I only learned how recently.
You see what I'm saying? Everybody
Yeah.
I know, I'll be like, "Oh, what are you gonna do?" Like, "Oh, we're gonna go over here and play some fantasy game that has no point and never ends." You know,
It's called life.
exactly. Like, how about we meet in the woods and smoke weed? Like,
Yeah.
no. We need a 32-sided die. And we need a 32-sided die and 3 guys who haven't been out of the house much
And
in a long
costumes.
time. Yeah,
And get 0 slime on their hangdowns.
no, but that's that's
Word.
that's a bunch. Like, I swear to God, like 90% of my friends are all about the fantasy board games and shit. And
Yeah, we have a lot of friends who are very much into
dude,
that as
it's
well.
people, yeah, it's
Yeah.
everybody.
And they get like, I mean, it's pretty real. It almost makes me want to try it sometime because they're so
Almost.
serious
That's
about
why
it.
I got
Almost,
That's
yeah.
why I gave it a shot, but I never took it very seriously.
Well, I learned how to do it. I learned, how to do Dungeons and Dragons. I've just
Right.
never actually done it. You know.
I always just every time I have somebody try to explain it to me, I just get really angry. I
It's
just
more
get,
fun if you just play it.
No, I think it's actually more fun if I just get mad about it.
Yeah.
Like, I never really want to give it a chance. I just want to be the guy talking shit about it with no idea what I'm talking. You
Right.
know,
It's like
that's-
any other
to me-
board game. It's just, you learn it as you play it. That's the best way.
Yeah, just like any board game that has no point and never ends and is just for,
That's every board
taking
game.
up time, I guess.
That's
I
not
guess
every
that's
board
true.
Well, I
game.
guess you're right. Monopoly.
No, Monopoly's horrible.
I love
its
Monopoly.
purpose was invented to teach the dangers of capitalism.
Oh,
which
yeah?
is what's funny about it. It was invented by a communist woman in like the 1900s
I didn't know about that.
or something.
That
It's an
makes
old
sense.
game.
Back in the 1900s.
And then they reissued it with a more. They reissued it then with a more like because in the 1920s I think it really caught on, And
so it's funny that you say that because it is the most miserable situation. Every game of Monopoly ever is just one person getting all the good cards at the beginning and then just the slow death of the rest of the players. And it is kind of a good representation of like unchecked capitalism. It's pretty funny. Although I am a staunch capitalist.
I kick ass at Monopoly.
What does Wikipedia say about it?
Wikipedia says that it was invented by Charles Darrow and Elizabeth Magee in 1903.
1903.
Although it doesn't say anything about it being anti-capitalist.
Andrea
And it
was
says it came from the United States. It was invented in the United States.
It was.
Andrea plays Monopoly like a ruling class of lizard people.
I do.
I like to play Monopoly with no rules, where you can do like mergers and make behind the scenes deals and shit. You go to the
You
room.
can do that.
I bring drugs to Monopoly.
Dude, I always cheat and do like trades outside of the game and stuff, and give people actual money for stuff and everything. It makes the game way better. We've had some crazy games of Monopoly that got real competitive and like big time behind the scenes deals were made.
Yeah.
People are like, I'm
Real
the shoe. And
lives
Vinny
were
like
spent.
pulls out a gun and is like, I'm the gun. Now give me your money.
No, I've been there. Maybe not with a gun, but I've made real life deals in order to achieve things in Monopoly.
Gotta get it done sometimes.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, you have to. You have to.
All right. Well, did you guys hear about this beautiful high school art installation in New Jersey?
Oh,
I've got a picture of it, one of the images on the screen now.
Yeah, it's pretty cool, actually.
yeah. So
I dig it.
out in Westfield, right?
Westfield, New Jersey.
Westfield,
Yep.
New Jersey. They did a little high school art show, and I guess a bunch of high schools were there. Whatever. A couple of kids put together a presentation on police brutality, which is, I mean, it's pretty easy, pretty on the nose stuff.
Yeah.
As far as artistically, it's nothing special, but it's it was just kids going, hey, we hate cops, basically.
Right.
And
depicting pretty brutal violence in their imagery as well.
Right.
Which
and,
would
and
not
the
have
kids,
flown at my high school.
The kids they talked to actually sounded pretty eloquent about it, too, and were able to explain why they were opposed to government, and authoritarian overreach by the police and stuff. And, of course, it spawned this giant fucking backlash online of like whiny cops and cop apologists that are so mad that these, they're mad. Most of them are mad that the school allowed this.
Yeah.
And they're like, there's this big fucking article or petition or whatever going around trying to get people to file official complaints with the school. Like, you fucking
anything to suppress art.
Anything to suppress. Yeah, well, okay. And anything to suppress anybody standing up, in any way, like,
right.
Especially youth.
Yeah, that's just what I was about to say.
They don't want kids to
have those feelings already.
No, and more than that, it's not that they don't want them to have those feelings. It's that they don't want them to be brave enough to fucking do this in public. They want to make an example of it.
Go listen to pop music, guys. What the fuck?
Yeah. No, so I mean, this is what a bunch of fucking losers, though. Honestly, going around the internet. Come on, everybody, let's file complaints about these fucking 16-year-olds. Like, what you idiots? I mean, that just goes to show you the mentality.
Crying sound effect.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, I don't have that one yet, but that just it goes to. It really goes to show you. It goes to show you the mentality, though, of most of these people who are really dumb enough to believe the black and white story about law enforcement and that they're out there to do something good. You know, I mean, it really is.
Did you guys ever talk about the cop singing the Taylor Swift song or some shit like that? They released a video to try and make it go viral, and it was this fat cop in his squad car singing a Taylor Swift song or something like that.
Oh no!
I'll look it up.
You guys could probably tear it apart if you saw it, but it was just something to try. It was a PR stunt just to make cops look like they were people and appeal to young people and shit like that.
We'll find that in a minute. Let's get through this article, Andrea.
Yeah. So here are some of our quotes that we have from internet commenters.
Yeah, I want to do these quotes. This is just an example of how, I guess, just how dumb. And you know what the funny thing about this article is? This article was kind of written from the perspective of a police apologist.
Yeah.
and it was still this dumb. The examples they chose. Go ahead. What kind of things are people saying?
Disgusting that this school allows projects depicting false police brutality. Yeah. Should be ashamed of yourself.
Oh. Should they?
False? What does she mean?
Well, I guess she means there's the image that they have in this article is a man who has been stabbed in the back by a giant police badge. So maybe she means like no police officer has literally stabbed a man to death with his badge.
You know, where are
let
these
alone
people?
A giant one.
Where are these people? What fucking little Edward Scissorhands pristine fucking village do you live in where you honestly believe that the police are just fucking there to help you? Where are these people? Where do they fucking live that's the case for them, that's their reality?
Yeah.
That they're honestly sitting there going, no, these false representations of what law enforcement is up to, fuck off, dude.
Seriously.
Where are you? What fucking 500 person town are you in where you don't have to worry about any of this shit,
Yeah, it doesn't make any sense. I really like the next one, though. Disgusted with your prejudicial so-called display of art that promotes violence by labeling police as brutalists.
And I love when people don't agree with something, how then they have to say, oh, it's not art, it's not comedy, it's not journalism. It offends me, therefore it doesn't qualify. It's not, it's just completely discredited because it hurt my little feelings.
It's
graffiti and
this
vandalism.
So-called art. I decide.
Right.
I decide
what's art and what's not, and
Violent
what's acceptable,
images.
and
This commenter goes on to say, funny that all school teachers aren't called sex offenders because of an occasional inappropriate relationship with students. Treat law enforcement the same way.
What an intelligent analogy that is.
Yeah, it makes sense.
Absolutely. Just airproof, just tightly sealed,
Water. It's
well thought out.
It's hermetically sealed.
Yeah, just
I've
well thought out
never
analogy
thought
there.
of it that way.
You mean they don't punish teachers.
she's changed my mind.
Well, no. See, now that analogy would work if, like, the main way that teachers enforced compliance in schools was by raping kids.
Right.
Yeah.
But it's not.
And then they didn't get in trouble for it.
That's not the main.
That was my whole high school experience.
Yeah.
Yeah, what was your high school
Daily
like?
fucking rape.
Man, I forgot about all the rape at school.
They
Yeah.
shoved a protractor up my ass.
Well, there goes that repression.
Yeah, sorry.
A protractor?
Yeah.
I'm trying to remember what a protractor is.
It's a half circle looking
Oh,
thing.
right.
Measures an angle.
Dude,
Yeah,
wow.
that would really hurt going up your ass.
That's
it's like
right, yeah,
it's like
that's-
a razor blade or something.
protractor.
They must
For
have used
some
that
reason,
on
I
you
was
too. That's why you couldn't recover what
repressed
that
the memory.
was.
I was picturing a compass for some reason, although I knew
Oh,
that wasn't
no,
it.
that would be so much worse.
And I'm like,
Compass.
dude, yeah,
to draw a circle.
yeah, and it's got the
got the
points on it,
sharpened
and
point.
and it locks in place, and they
Yeah.
open the fucking things up
Oh,
inside
God.
of your ass.
that.
Remember
I thought
that?
you meant like a compass with like the that
North,
points
east,
north. Yeah, I was
southwest.
like, I don't know.
Well.
How big of a compass are we talking? You know?
So, anyways, this is any other poignant observations by commenters out there?
No, those were the two best ones.
Those are the most
ones highlighted in
intelligent
the article.
ones. The rest are just stupid.
But look at how people
know-
are spending their time. This is how crucial it is that they preserve their image in society, and this is how precarious the perch that they have really is in terms of like how much we'll put up with from law enforcement, that they have to try to quell any tiny minor uprising of thought. It has to be combated by this.
Right.
We don't know. Come on. Hey guys, that's not fair.
How do we even know that real people wrote those comments?
Listen,
Yeah.
One cop
They're all
could have
cops.
been writing all those.
They're
you
all
know.
one cop.
Million monkeys at a million typewriters.
It was the blurst of times, you stupid monkey.
I think it's pretty cool of
blurst.
this high school to have allowed this to happen, though. I know the high school that I went to would never have allowed a violent image to get into an art show.
Yeah.
That's absolutely 100% true.
That's true. We were heavily censored in like we
I mean, unbelievable.
yeah. I wonder if it happens as much in smaller towns, and because we were in one of the richest counties in the country in the world.
What
you know,
state
I mean,
were
it's
you in?
we were in DuPage County.
And you were censored in high school art. Really?
Oh yeah.
Oh God, it was unbelievable. You know, actually,
there was a lot of rules about what you could and couldn't draw in art class because everybody would just be everybody would just be drawing themselves fucking and killing things. You know, I mean, like,
that's pretty much
it's human nature.
Yeah, and honestly, I don't remember like a lot of censorship. I have to honestly say, like.
No, we definitely had, dude. You could not do a lot of things, and everybody. It would just be weed leaves, mushrooms, and murders. You know, all my drawings.
Sorry.
When I was 16, all I would draw is drugs and sex and killing. But instead, I had to draw a nice still life of a bird, Matt. Now that was valuable.
There was a police counselor that you would have to go talk to if like something was really weird. You know.
Remember when I was in high school? I'm a little older than you guys, so things were a little more lax. Okay. You know, like, I noticed even, like, when I got out of school, it seemed like, you know, now there were more cops on campus, and, like, shit really got cranked up around when I fucking got out.
You're probably, so you graduated a few years before me.
Actually, I was expelled my senior year.
Me too. Wow, that's funny. I got expelled, like, halfway or more than halfway through my senior year. The dumbest shit ever. Like, why did I go to those
1 month in
3.5 years for no reason? And I eventually just got expelled.
I just went and got my GED the following week, and then my friends were all like stuck in school all year, and I was like, fuck you.
Yeah, I went to the same thing. I went to some alternative course.
You went to like the bad kids school.
Yeah, and then I was done. But then I was done every day at like 10:30 in the morning. I was like, this is a punishment. Like, I go to some weird place
where I hook up with a bunch of kids who have drugs.
Dude, there was kids that had like crack and heroin and shit, and like all kinds of shit going on. It was like a fucking party all the time.
They were getting you ready for rehab in prison.
Like girls that were just down to fuck all the time, just bad girls. You're just like, yeah, this is a great punishment.
DTF,
This is a horrible fucking punishment. And I'm done with school at 10:30, and I graduate 4 months before everyone else. Wow, way to teach me a lesson there. That was what getting expelled was like. Really you go to the best school ever.
What were you expelled
for? It was like a cumulative thing where like I had been suspended so many times that once it got to a certain number, they're like, the last thing that happened was I was like just stoned, retarded at school, you know, and it was very obvious, you know, one of those times where you're just really stoned and you can't hide it. And they called me into this stupid office, you know, and the lady's like, we've had some concerns that you're under the influence today or whatever. And I'm like, yeah, I'm fucking stoned. What do you want from me? I'm
Vinny,
like,
you know, high right now, Vinny.
So yeah, they asked me that. I'm like, yeah, I'm stoned. I'm at school. You got, what do you think? I'm going to sit here all day and listen to you fucking idiots.
Are you on pot right now?
Yeah. So I just told them, I'm like, yes, I am. And they're like, well, you just admitted to being on a drug in school. So now you're going to get expelled because it was like my final straw or whatever. I'm just like, whatever, dude. My mom comes down there. She's all crying. You're going to get expelled from school. And I remember I was just sitting there like, Mom, it's fine, dude. It's no big, no big deal. It's going to be totally cool. Like, it's fine. I wasn't going to go to college anyways. We're cool here. Like, I'm only here because the sheriff said I had to when I fucking didn't come for 3 days. You know, like, I'm only here because they said they would arrest you if I didn't come. So, you know, so yeah,
she's cumulative.
She's down there crying about the stupid thing, and I'm just like, Mom, let's just go home. You know, like I got books and weed. I'll be fine.
I've got books and weed.
Yeah, that was before the internet. I had books.
Yeah,
so we used to read books back then.
Yeah.
I was failed in a photography class at our high school one time for submitting a photo that suggested drug use. The project was propaganda. You were supposed to create a photo that had a message about some cultural thing occurring around you. So my message was, just because you ignore drug use.
Stop the Mexicans.
It was about how the school had like a strict can't talk about, can't depict, can't show drugs in any images. So as to ignore it and pretend like it doesn't exist. So my message that I was trying to send with my photo, which was of a person holding a bong, but the bong had a sensor bar over it, partially obstructing it so you could still see what it was.
Right.
Yeah, because the slide is like the nipple of the bong. You just have to cover. You just have to cover the
Without
slide.
That, it's just a vase
where the weed goes.
Or a lamp or something.
Yeah. So anyway, so I put this photo in for my project, and my teacher told me that obviously she couldn't accept it, and that I could either redo the project or fail, get an F for it, and then the next day I went and dropped the class.
I remember
told
this
her to
woman.
Fuck off. Yeah, she was the worst.
She was a cunt.
Yeah, she was a super cunt. But it was like she was literally making my point for me. You know what I mean? But that's how censored our school was. I mean, they wouldn't even accept a censored photo that suggested drug use.
I mean, I just remember they were like, don't paint any dicks.
Some teachers at our
you
school.
know what I mean? Like,
Matt's in the corner just painting his friend's dicks different colors.
like, I was like, there goes everything I was going to do this year.
Pull your pants down. I'm going to paint your dick.
You want to see my dick?
Sick of these skin colors.
All my friends have seen my dick at some point. It's okay.
Yeah, I feel like
Matt,
this is a common theme.
What's that bracelet you're wearing? You started to tell us about it earlier.
2 years ago when my grandfather died, I took some stuff that was his that I knew nobody would be like, Matt, I wanted that. Namely, I took his shoelaces off his work boots and I tied them around my wrist here. Mm-hmm. And I've had them tied on there since. And now, as you can see, I am left with nothing but a little wispy string.
Because you've been showering in them and everything.
Yeah. But that's okay because I remembered that I have this. And this is a washer from his truck that was in his glove box, and it's also on another one of his remaining bits of shoelace that he had. So
that's a pretty awesome.
I have things that are, but he also gave me a samurai sword, which is a working battle-ready samurai sword before he died.
Jesus,
he was in World War II, so I got all kinds of cool stuff and guns and swords and knives and shit.
I am so jealous of you and your samurai sword.
I'll show it to you. It's not fancy looking, but it's like a real sword.
Matt, please show me your samurai sword.
Listen to something that I want to say. This is true, and I'm not going to tell you where I got it, but I just got a real live old-timey cane with a sword in it.
Yeah, those are dope.
Yeah, it's fucking cool.
See.
It's really cool.
On break, you got to show me.
I don't even know if it's here. It might be in my girlfriend's car.
You're a liar.
Sometime you got to show me.
I have it. I have it. I really have it.
I went out and got a picture of a ghost. Simple. I went outside, got a picture of a house. I can't show you though.
I do.
Okay.
And just for that, now you can't see my Ghostbusters toys.
Seems I have a sword cane. Okay.
Never cross streams.
Hey, are we still gonna order machetes, Ben?
Yes. I don't care what the previous conversation was, but yes, you're still ordering.
No, me and Matt,
really cheap machetes.
me and Matt found some really cheap machetes in a catalog that we wanted to go in on together.
I'm in.
They're like,
you missed the art show.
They're like
God
18-inch blades, and there was like two of them for $15 or something. Like,
yeah, it was so cheap.
We're gonna get these things.
I was like, Ben, let's just hack stuff all summer. Come on.
We're going out in the woods, and we're gonna take care of some fucking business.
Chop down some trees.
Even if they're the shittiest machetes, that cheap. Come on, they're so cool.
They'll get you
looking.
a good day of chopping.
Hey, what do we got? What do we got the rest of the show? When we come back, we're gonna have Becky from IMPS, Illinois Metaphysical Paranormal Society, and Ursula the Psychic.
We have some really cool found treasure and lost treasure.
Oh yeah, we're coming back. We're doing treasure again. We forgot that was a segment for a while.
We have an update on, of all things, the Loch Ness Monster.
Oh yeah, we'll do a little bit on the Loch Ness Monster.
Yep, that'll be cool.
I was just thinking about the Loch Ness Monster.
We got some new food stamp laws in Wisconsin.
I don't think about it. Oh, I'm gonna get pissed off when we do that.
Some other corporation working on a gas pipeline found a 1,500-year-old civilization underground that they're working on that they don't know much about.
Yeah, that'll be cool.
So yeah, we got all that shit.
Stay tuned.
Coming up in the next hour, or no, in the next sometime after our guests.
After this.
Sometimes after our guests. Who should we play? We're doing all local music again. We got rid of the vinyl for a while.
Claudio, play some
We're doing all well. I don't know. It's got to be in my library here. We'll start with Agents of Change.
Yeah.
All right. Agents of Change here on the Sunday evening Overdose. We'll be back with our guests Becky and Ursula in just a few minutes. Stay tuned. And we're coming back here on the Sunday evening Overdose. Thank you very much for sticking around. Huh?
I said we're back.
Hey, we're back.
Feels good.
Hey, wake up.
All right, well, I'm excited about
David Box and Matt Gear hanging out. We got Becky already on the line. Andrew, let's put together a little intro for Becky. What can you do for her to make her feel special?
Tonight, we've got Becky Guymon. She's the founder of the Illinois Metaphysical and Paranormal Society. She's also the owner of Zatania Research and Event Services. She's currently the event coordinator for SilCon, which is a paranormal, horror, anime, and gaming convention, which we will be attending this coming August.
That sounds wild.
What else? She's the founder of that group. That's impressive.
Yeah, that's awesome.
How long have they been around? A while, I think.
Yeah.
Pretty much.
All right, now come on. Go ahead and now really bring it home, and then I'll bring her on.
The
IMPS.
The IMPS is dedicated to the service of individuals, families, and communities in need of assistance due to paranormal, spiritual, or metaphysical concerns. So she does it all.
I dig their logo.
All right, anyways.
Yeah, their logo is really cool. I'm posting the page on the Facebook for everybody right now.
Like I said, Becky's been a good friend of the show, helped us out a bunch of times, and was a guest once a long time ago. Becky, hello.
Hello.
How you doing? Oh, look how good. See,
I'm good.
That Skype is way better than the regular phone call.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
See?
it sounds good.
Sounds good. Is your friend Ursula coming on?
Yeah,
or what?
she's gonna be calling you in just a second.
Okay, cool. We'll hear it when she comes on. So how's it going? How's everything at Imps?
Good. Staying busy, getting ready for the convention.
Yeah. So let's talk about the convention real quick and
Sure.
and get all that stuff out of the way. You're coordinating the whole thing now?
Yes. Yeah, I do have a small committee helping me of about 4 other people, but for the most part, I do the majority of it, and then kind of, they have little bits and pieces that they help out with, and they're always willing to help anytime I need them.
So what's the goal of the whole thing?
The goal of the whole thing is just to raise awareness of the, metaphysical, paranormal, anime, gaming, horror.
Hey, you know what?
And just to get people out. It's not to make money.
Hold on 1 second. I'm trying something. Uh-oh. Wait, is this Ursula?
It is.
Hi. I think I just accidentally hung up on Becky, though. Wait, hold on.
Okay.
Oh, God damn it. I think I hung up on Becky.
Oh, no.
Oh.
Yeah, we're because the Skype to Skype
Let me
thing
tell
is
her to
different.
call back.
Yeah, tell her to call back. Wait, I'll tell her on Facebook. All right, so this is Ursula,
Okay.
the medium who has been working with water ITC. Is that right? That's what Becky told me earlier, so we looked into that a little bit.
Yeah, I'm really excited to talk about that with you.
Oh, here she is. Here, let's see if I can get her on here.
Instrumental transcommunication, water ITC.
Yeah, it seems really interesting. I was doing a
Hey,
little...
I'm back.
Okay, we got everybody?
Wait, now Ursula's gone again.
How...
God damn it. This is, you know what it is? Because Becky's going Skype to Skype, and then the other one's a phone call. Becky, we might have to just have you call in on a regular phone to have you guys on both at once.
Okay. I can do that.
I'm sorry. That sucks.
You're fine.
But then,
You're fine. No problem.
All right. So tell Ursula to call back again.
Okay.
Is everybody digging this so far?
This is real informative. This is
I'm really
awesome.
sorry. I'm really sorry. This sucks. I didn't know.
We'll just, we'll spice it up and blame the ghosts.
Yeah. No, I know. This is
The Skype is haunted.
You know how they really.
Yes.
They really,
I brought something home. It's in the Skype.
They really do mess with the electrical equipment. But yeah, no. We've never done the Skype to Skype and phone calls at the same time, but for some reason it's not wanting to work together. So
Okay.
call us back in a regular
That's fine.
phone. Sorry. All right, we'll get that going.
All right, great.
What do you guys think of this so far?
No, I'm really excited to talk about that water ITC. It's something I've never really looked into
Oh wait,
before.
Ursula's on hold. Let's see.
But it seems like
Oh
something...
wait, we have Ursula back.
I'm here.
Ursula.
Hey, sorry, we this is kind of a new thing for us. We're getting
No
through
problem.
the kinks here. So, anyways, let's talk about the water ITC thing. We just kind of briefly checked it out. Would you say this is in the classification of like scrying, where you're
Absolutely.
Okay.
Absolutely.
so
It is, because not only can you use water, you can use smoke, clouds and things of that nature. Anything that can be manipulated because spirit is energy, and that can be, in spirit, energy manipulates mass and things of that nature.
And so scrying, for anybody who doesn't know, is basically anything that you can does it have to be a reflective surface, or no? You said smoke or anything else. I guess anything you can.
That can be manipulated.
They can be manipulated.
I gotcha. Okay, cool. All right, we're gonna bring Becky back on. Hold on.
Okay.
How does the smoke work?
I'm assuming we're live.
Yeah, we are.
Okay.
we worked this all out on
Kind
the
of just
fly.
got in there. I wasn't sure. Okay.
Yeah. All right, Becky's back, I think, right?
Yep, I'm back.
All right. Hey, sorry about that.
Hello, Becky.
That's okay. Hello.
So we're talking about the Andrea, how would you define it? I guess
water ITC.
Yeah, but with smoke or anything. I mean, it's
the way I understand it, it's basically you create something that can be manipulated with water. Obviously, it's a body of water, a small container of water, and then record it, and then play it back and look for images. Play it back frame by frame.
Yeah, that's one way to do it. Margaret Downey really brought this to the surface. I must give her credit. And she's very well known for the water ITC. However, have been doing water ITC since a child. We didn't call it anything. I come from a spiritualist background, in regards of my grandmother and my mother and family members from New Orleans and Mississippi and things like that. I come from a long history of mediums and healers. I'm not a healer, nor do I claim to be. However, they were. They didn't call themselves mediums or healers. It's just what they did. So ITC, Margaret Downey gave the water ITC a name. So I must give her credit for that. But absolutely, yes, it is, using a small body of water and moving the water and either taking stills or video, and you're going through each still, little by little, and it's just amazing of the captures that you will get. And we're dealing with clients. I've loved ones that came through, and if I'm at a location, a lot of times hit the historical places. These people that have passed are documented, and many times their pictures are documented as well, and those things have been shown in the water as well.
What would you say to someone who would maybe be skeptical and say that you were just...
I love that question.
Well,
I love that question. I'm going to tell you why, because it's not really my job to make anyone believe anything. When people come to my events, and I hope they do, it's to learn things and to experience things. That's my job is not to make anybody a believer. I just can only share with you my experiences and my gift or curse or whatever you want to call it, depending on what day you ask me. But I'm not here to make anyone a believer or things of that nature, because we are all gifted. I don't have a small pocket of the world that I'm just the only person. Some people can sit down and play an instrument without knowing a note or never picking up an instrument a day in their life, and they just get it. Where there's others that has to practice, but they can just be just as talented as any famous or any other instrumental or gifted musician there is. So we all have these abilities to communicate with spirit.
So that's what you do, like you're communicating through photographs? I'm just still a little fuzzy.
It's like, I think it's like anything. It's like going back to, there's been practices like reading like tea leaves in China and stuff.
I think it's the future.
Well, I mean, that's not the water ITC is just one of many things that I do. But that is one.
But I mean, what is the goal?
We're here to promote the location that Becky's doing. So. That is one of the things that we will be doing at this location. I'm not here to promote myself, obviously. We're just here to talk about that as one of the things that we will be doing at the location that Becky is offering people to come into.
Yeah, well, we're gonna promote you. We're posting your website on our Facebook.
No. What I'm saying is,
I know. I'm just
water
saying.
ITC is a form of communication with spirit. To answer your question, that is the form of communication. Yeah, that is a form of communication. It's very similar to EVPs.
Sure.
Or using the ghost boxes and things of that nature. It's another form of communication with spirit.
And a lot of this stuff is like, I think what Matt's getting at is like, so where does the rubber meet the road as far as how you combat people who say it's all bullshit or whatever? But I think
there is none, because either you are a believer or you are not.
Right, and I think
and I think I've already said, I cannot. There's nothing that I'm going to say here tonight or any other time that is going to make a person who's a skeptic a non-skeptic.
Right.
Because if a person has already had in their mind made up and they are adamant about not believing in not just spirit, but whatever. That is what they're going to do. They're not going to. There's nothing. I cannot say, oh, if you come to this event, you're going to leave out a believer, because if you're coming in and you're not going to believe, you're not going to believe. Period.
Mm-hmm. I was just trying to get you to expound on it. I wasn't saying that's necessarily how I feel.
We're not. Yeah, we're not even meaning to really challenge you. We're just kind of hoping to get.
No. I agree. No, I know you're not. But I'm saying you asked about the. What can I say? There's really. I mean, hey, I just all I ask is if you come to the event, you come with an open mind, and you come to enjoy yourself and possibly learn some things, or and try to and enjoy the environment, because from what I understand, the place is extremely active, and the historical history of it is amazing as well.
Yeah, where does the event take place again? I'm sorry, we've got like 3 of these on our calendar. Which one is this?
Becky, you can take it from
here. Sure. The Spirit Communication Workshop is going to be held at it's the Coles County Health Department right now. It was the former Charleston Memorial Hospital.
Okay. Did you do an investigation there?
Yes. We've done investigations there before.
I think you told me about it, but I think it was a pretty cool investigation, right?
Yes. Yeah. We've had a lot of good experiences. The EVPs I sent you earlier, except for the whistle, all came from an investigation we did with a group out of Iowa 2 weeks ago, I believe. Cool. They came down and they sent me those audio files that they got.
Yeah,
and
nice.
It was really interesting. They had actually, you guys were mentioning Dungeons and Dragons earlier.
Yeah.
So this is an active, it's the health department now. It's just open to the public every day, but they were back in one of the conference rooms, and something flew and hit the wall, and when they turned the lights on, it actually was a D&D dice.
Oh, nice.
And they're like, where did this come from?
See, that's what I was saying. Everybody plays that game. It's just the craziest, the ghosts, all my friends.
Right. I guess it makes sense. If you're going to play, if Ghost is going to play a game, it may as well be in D&D, right?
So you sent us.
Right. But
did you send us Did you send us EVPs from this location then, where the convention takes place?
Yes.
Okay, cool.
Yes, all the EVPs I sent you were from there.
Cool. Okay, we'll check those out. I know Ursula can't hang out for all night, so maybe after she has to go, we'll check out the EVPs and stuff. But
no, let's do song. Make sure you hear them as well.
Okay, cool. I'll pull them up in a minute. I was gonna ask you. You said that. And I'm talking to Ursula now, Ursula Kalin. What do you call yourself, by the way? Do you use the word psychic or medium, or what do you say?
Because people respond to medium, I really feel very uncomfortable with using either.
Okay.
Because it's very broad. It's a very, there's not really one definition. I mean, there's not just a single definition of either of the words. So I prefer Ursula Kalin. More than anything. So.
And then you describe your services specifically, I guess. Then, all right. So I want to ask you. You said even before you really knew what you were doing as kids, you were doing things like the ITC kind of stuff. What would you kind of describe that? How did you kind of come into that practice?
Because as I mentioned, my family are spiritualists. I come from a background of having a family reader, quote unquote, and once again, those weren't words that we use. No one called themselves a medium or anything to that nature. It just was what it was. Talking about spirits was like talking about passing the bread at a table. It was not a big deal and things to that nature. It just was. And actually, until I became older and started sharing these things that was going on in my home, I didn't realize that it was not the norm. I didn't realize that this was not something that everyone did, as well as nobody would, because it wasn't like, shh, don't tell anyone we're doing this. It was just very natural.
So you sound like you might be from Louisiana. Is that
my family is yes, as well as Mississippi, and I do have roots from New Orleans as well. Yeah.
So when you were growing up in a spiritualist family, and this was all the norm for you, where was that?
Yes.
Oh, that was in Louisiana, or you guys?
No, that was here. But my grandmother. I wasn't born. I was born in Chicago. However,
okay.
This, like I said, once again, this is not. It's come about overnight. This is from history gone down past. So everyone has roots in different places.
Sure.
And when a person moves from one place to the other, their roots and their beliefs moves with them. So, when I was born, obviously they were still practicing because this is what they know. This is what they was brought up as doing as well.
So when you're a kid, were your parents involved in doing this kind of stuff professionally, or what did they do?
No, no, definitely not. Because once again, I said we had a family reader that we would go to, and so, after church on Sunday, we would head out to Bishop. Her name was Bishop. We would head out to Bishop's home, and they'd come downstairs. The adults would go upstairs, and they come out with incense and candles and things of that nature, and things like that. So when this was not something I said I want to, I said growing up, I want to do this. It took me a long time to be comfortable in my skin.
Sure.
And you put yourself out there when you say this is what I'm doing. You put yourself out there to be called all sorts of things. So
right.
For someone to want this, that would be nuts. I wouldn't wish this on my worst enemy. But you cannot run from yourself. You can't. And, I quit probably once a month or try to anyway, but that's not how that works. This life you don't choose this life. It sort of chooses you. And also in regards to, did they practice, not, once again, there was no label. It just was. This is just what they did. People would come to my grandmother and ask for things and communication, but there was no label to it. It was just... It was very normal. It was very, very normal. There was no labeling of it. It wasn't, my grandmother's a medium or my mother's a medium or things of that nature, or my uncle was a healer, which he was, but it just was. It was...
Ursula,
it just was.
Could you describe your most intense experience with something paranormal, or maybe the strongest communication or the strangest experience you've had dealing with these things?
Probably in my home. Now, when I tell you this story, I don't want you to think that my home is haunted, quote unquote, because I'm a strong believer that every location is haunted. However, there are some places that are more active than others, and that's what hence the word haunted comes from. Do you understand where I'm coming from with that?
Sorry, go ahead. Andrea, go ahead.
No, I was just saying yes.
I know, but I had you muted for a second, so.
Okay, maybe not. Do you understand what I mean when I say that?
No, that was my fault.
Every place has spirits in it. So that's what I'm saying. I don't want you to, I don't want you to think I'm saying my place is haunted, where I live.
Sure.
Right.
Because every location is, has spirits in it. Every location, every corner of every area of the world, my belief, in my opinion, this is how I feel. However, there are some locations that are more active than others.
Yeah, I got you.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
You're
following me here?
Totally.
Okay, great.
Gotcha.
So, to answer your question, I think the most intense thing, and there's very, very many, it's very difficult to pick just one. Well, my husband and I were downstairs, and our children went to the store, and this is probably not the most intense thing. I'll just say this is the one that comes to the top of my head.
Sure.
And nobody was in the house, and all of a sudden we heard we were sitting in the basement. It sounded like a stampede of people running up our stairs. So, we looked at each other and we were saying, okay, the kids must be back. So I have 6 children. We came upstairs, there was no one. There was no one upstairs. There was no one in the house. I don't know if you're familiar with Bachelor Grove.
Oh, yes, very.
I think the most, holy shit, is that okay? I can say that on the air?
Oh, yeah.
Pretty mild for them. Yeah.
Okay, great. Bachelor Grove.
Mild for them.
I think, and I probably incriminated myself, but we snuck in late one night, and actually it was dusk. It was becoming late, and I had the ghost box running, and it was telling us to leave, get out, leave now, and we're oh, we're not going anywhere sort of thing. I saw with my eyes a shadow figure come from behind the tree on all fours and stood up.
Nice.
And took off like a person.
God damn, that's scary.
Yeah, that's really good.
I've actually been.
But you know what? I'm not done because I didn't say anything to anyone about this because that's something you share. People are wondering, okay, what is she on, sort of thing. So you question because as what I do, I see things, and if I told everyone what I see every second of the day, that's all I would talk about. So I didn't say anything to anyone. I didn't share this experience. A couple of years later, a person was at my home, and she told me that she saw the opposite. Not knowing my story, okay? So she saw a person on two legs, a shadow person on two legs, and they bent down and ran off on four. So that was confirmation for me.
Yeah, that's pretty weird.
I've had some weird stuff. Bachelor's Grove. When we were kids and into our 20s, that was a major hangout for us, and we would all go out there and sit all night, And I've had a couple of really fucking extremely strange experiences out there. I've told the stories on the show before, but yeah, I mean that's definitely a charged area. It's
absolutely.
It's definitely a cool place. Becky.
Now, when you were saying about
wait, I want to ask Becky
that people that are skeptics, they need to take a little visit there.
Yeah,
they really do. They need to take a little visit to the Bachelor's Grove.
That's a cool place, and I'm talking multiple unexplained experiences I've had there. That like probably a good three or four that you just go, what the hell?
Yeah, what just happened?
Yeah, that was.
It questions your sanity.
Yeah.
And I think people assume that well, for me, I can only speak for myself, that because I am used to seeing spirits, that shit doesn't scare me if I see it. Oh, absolutely. For one, it's not normal to see this shit.
No.
And number two, some things is like, what is that? And you don't want to see it, so it's not like, oh, I'm cool with it. It's all good. No, some things are terrifying.
No, definitely.
I'm human,
Yeah.
Hey, Becky, I wanted to ask you, have you seen that new documentary that's out there on Bachelor's Grove?
Is that the one that Dale did?
Yeah, it's really good.
Yeah, it's pretty good.
The real epic one.
I heard you talking about it one night.
Love that documentary.
You'll be thrilled to know that Dale is going to come down for SilkCon.
All right. Well, I hope
you can get his autograph.
I hope
get that DVD and you can get it autographed.
I hope he has a good sense of humor.
That guy's gonna kick your ass in the parking lot.
I got a feeling he's gonna need it.
That guy.
Yeah.
That guy's gonna shoot us if we show up there.
Oh goddamn!
I don't think so.
But no,
I'm not there anyway.
So Bachelor's Grove is cool. That's definitely. I'm not surprised to hear that your story comes out of there because a lot of people's do that I know.
That's one of the stories because that's more familiar for the Bachelor's Grove. That is a world known location.
Yeah, definitely. It's got a long history of people. Running out of there screaming.
Yeah.
I remember.
Well, I need to come up there and go there because I've never been there.
Oh, it's cool. It used to be a lot cooler. There was a restoration project for a while. It was kind of cool because they cleaned it up a little bit and whatever. But I like the way it used to be when all the gravestones were just falling over. It was overgrown with weeds. You go back there and it's got that like perfect movie cemetery fog. That's like the fog rolling around on the ground, coming up to your knees, and you walk through this mist to get back there, and just all these ancient graves that you can barely read anything on them, and it's just a little fucking a network of old paths that you could barely see and anything, but now it's a little more cleaned up and I guess less creepy.
Less creepy, yeah, that's exactly what it is.
Yeah. Well, it's a good and bad thing,
Right.
Depending on what you're going there for. Like you said, it's not as creepy and, isolated. They've restored it, and it's very. And honestly, it's not really the cemetery for me that is the quote unquote haunted. It's the woods that's more active to me.
What have you seen out there?
What I just described to you is what I've seen.
Oh,
that was one of the things that I've seen.
Oh, okay.
You know, it's not for me. It's not where the actual tombstones are. It's further in the woods. That is the most activity.
I had
for me.
one of my craziest experiences of my life, and I'm not going to tell. I'll tell you guys some other time if we meet. But it was a really insane experience with some strange sounds that moved around really quickly in the woods and kind of surrounded us. And that happened. That happened out in the woods, which we later thought might have been closer to like a Bigfoot encounter than anything else. Based on the sounds and the way it was moving and stuff. So there's just all kinds of weird stuff going around in that area. It actually it came to be a Bigfoot hotspot now. There's like a couple of footprints have been lifted and somebody got a recording and a couple of sightings around there and stuff, which doesn't make any sense at all because if you look at a map of the place, there's like 10 square blocks of woods. There's not enough room for a primate to run around. You know, it's so there's just something
unless
weird.
It's interdimensional.
Unless it's an interdimensional thing, which is always, a possibility.
Which is always what we go back to.
Which is always what we go back to. But
Yeah.
all right, now let's get back on track. On track here. Do you want to do the EVPs that Becky sent?
Yes, I super want to do that.
Becky,
Yes.
why don't you lead us through these? What did you bring for us? What should we play and set us up with where it's from and stuff?
Let me pull them up so I can actually see them.
Cool.
The clearest one, I think, since we already talked about the dice one, there is one. I don't know, see what I named it. I'm looking for the names and I don't see it. It was something like
We got
dice in the hallway or
let's see. We got
right in the hallway.
No, I don't. I've got Abby needed that. Bring it. I didn't do nothing in your face. Let's rest for a time and play.
Okay.
All right.
Did you give me the die? The one that
go in
said
the email, Andrea, and see if you can find the one about dice. But so out of those ones that I just said, what's
beware or something?
What's I didn't do nothing?
I didn't do nothing. It is actually they're talking, and they were. I think it was right at the beginning where they were talking about what had happened, and you hear a male's voice say, "I didn't do nothing."
All right, let's check this one out. While Andrea's going to go in the email and see if she can find the other one. Hold on.
And then I'll send it again too.
We'll get a series of questions there. Do a series of questions.
All right, so hold on. I'm going to mute the phones for a second so we can hear this. You're saying it's right at the beginning?
Yes.
All right, let's check this out. Here we go. Mute the phones for just a second.
In the one place. We did a series of questions there. Do a series of questions.
I heard it. Hold on. Do you guys hear it?
No, play it again.
In the one place. We did a series of questions there.
You hear that in the background?
Yeah, I heard it.
Oh, I didn't do nothing. Hold on.
In the one place. We did a series of questions there.
Yeah, it's
Do a
back
series
there.
of questions.
Yeah, that's definitely.
I'm not hearing it.
You're not. It's all right. Hold on.
There's
And
only one person actually talking.
Yeah, and we still have the callers. We still have our guests on mute. So hold on, please, if you're there. Hold on.
In the one place. We did a series of questions there. Do a series of questions.
You don't hear that?
I hear I didn't.
Right here. This.
The questions there.
There's just a very. I mean, even if that's not the words, there's a very distinct voice there in the background. All right, we got Becky and Ursula back on the line now. So that's a pretty cool one. I love the EVPs that are so clearly a human voice because you really do recognize another human voice, even if you can't clearly understand the words. In your it just is just an instinct that you just know when another person is talking.
Right. I just resent that hallway one to you.
Oh, okay, Andrea, go in the email and grab that, would you? The hallway one. All right, we'll do a couple more and we'll download that one real quick. What else? We got Bring It. This one's called Bring It.
Yeah, it's pretty easy to hear.
Okay, we'll check this out. Hold on.
Aggressive, but just sort of like curmudgeon-y kind of.
What? Andrea, say it. What?
You took my audio hookup. I need it back.
Yeah, I know. Well, I'm playing an EVP with it. So.
All right. Well, I'm just telling you. I was trying to
Aggressive,
warn you.
but just sort of like curmudgeon-y kind of.
All right, did everybody hear that?
Aggressive, but just sort of like curmudgeon-y.
Sounds like a robot.
It's right before curmudgeon-y.
Aggressive, but just sort of like curmudgeon-y kind of.
Yeah.
Aggressive, but just sort of like curmudgeon-y.
It just sounds like
totally.
I don't know.
Yeah. I mean, they're all. It's pretty interesting, Matt. You're not convinced by that one? I love EVPs, dude. It's a
No, I do too.
It's like a
I've heard better ones than that.
It's because I've done. What fascinates me about them is there's I'm sure
There's a
there
spectrum.
Yeah, there's a whole spectrum. But what fascinates me is I've done so fucking much recording, and I never hear weird voices in the background. You know? So when like
You know what? I wish, because this was about a certain location, that I would have sent you some of my EVPs from different locations, and it's pretty clear.
Yeah.
And
no, we've heard
mistaking that it's something going on, and you don't have to guess what it's saying.
We've heard some really, really good ones.
Yeah.
And actually, Becky, I think, sent us some good ones last time she was on the show. But definitely, if you want to come back,
Well, these are recently, right, Becky? This was from a group that was
these are
just
from
recently
2 weeks
there.
ago.
And no, wait,
Yeah.
we shouldn't. And I shouldn't. I mean, there's nothing wrong with these. I'm enjoying them too.
No,
so,
I love these.
Let's check out a few more. Abby.
A baby.
A baby.
A baby
Oh,
needs it.
yeah.
A baby needs that. Okay, let's
And
check
then
this
it
one
says
out.
something right after that, too, and I can't remember exactly what it says. It was kind of hard to make out.
All right, let's check this one out. So you can hear where they've like applied the EQ filter at that little spot where it's at. Did you hear that? Kind of a whisper.
Yeah, I heard.
It's definitely a very weird little whisper there.
Yeah, I could hear that. That's pretty creepy.
Baby needs that.
Yeah. What a weird thing for a ghost to be saying.
And then let's do play. This one's called Play.
It was a former hospital, so it's possible.
Oh.
And I'm not exactly sure where they were at when they took that. It could have been in the maternity wing.
Ooh. I got goosebumps on that one.
Matt, what are you trying to ask?
Someone has just entered your home.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Somebody's here?
We heard your door
I
open.
definitely heard the door.
Oh my
open.
god. Well, this house has a lot of weird stuff going on too. Sometimes there's just people walking around that aren't there. But we heard somebody come in. Somebody might want to check in case it's a murderer. David Box, you want to go see who's
I
here?
heard a friendly voice say something.
Oh, okay,
Oh,
it's
there's
okay. It's a friend of ours.
Oh,
All right.
okay, good.
So, Andrea, did you find the one that she just sent us?
Yes, yeah, I've got the other one here.
Hold on, I got one more here. This is called "Let's Rest for a Time." I'm gonna just play this. Here we go. Oh yeah, very clear.
Yeah, that was a good
that was
one.
very clear.
That was very clear. Here, let's do that again.
Yeah.
Let's rest for a time. No, that's a pretty good one. Are these all from the old hospital where the?
Yes.
Okay, cool. So these are
Yeah,
all.
and they were all from this investigation a couple weeks ago.
Oh wow.
That they were only there for 4 hours. And all those, other than Whistle, that one it's from the health department as well, but it was from a previous time.
Okay, cool. I don't have the Whistle one either.
That one's on SoundCloud.
Oh,
That one's a SoundCloud one, yeah.
Here. Oh,
And
shit.
I've got this.
Andrea, take this.
I've got the Hallway Die. That was the first one we wanted to play.
Yeah.
Andrea, stop.
Oh.
We're passing a cable over. 'cause
Sorry.
we were-
That's fine. This
Unprepared.
one is when the guys came back and talked about the dice.
So this is the one about the. This is. Sorry. So you guys saw a. Jesus. Sorry. Is it plugged in now?
Split into two groups, and the other group was down in the conference room. They came back to tell us what happened. There was 3 or 4 of them down there. They came back to tell us what happened, and then you hear, I think it's Beware, and then I can't remember what the second part is.
So
the Beware is pretty. Yeah, it's in your face.
So in this clip, they're literally talking
Beware,
about.
they see me, or
Okay.
they can see me.
Andrea, let us know when you get it up.
All right, it's
Got
right
it?
here. You ready?
Yeah, go ahead.
If that had hit one of us, it would have stung.
So
Wait, did you hear that? Beware.
Yeah, but I don't think it was over. Did you stop it?
does
Oh,
the
yeah.
D&D die in there now?
Yeah.
Hold on, start it again.
Okay.
Because I think it was right in the middle when you stopped it.
I wanted to go back to the Beware.
Because, so
right.
the guys are literally talking about having the dice thrown past them that hit the wall and stuff.
Yeah.
All right, go ahead.
If that had hit one of us, it would have stung.
So is the D&D die in there now?
Yeah, it's on the shelf. It's on.
Okay.
We put it back up on the shelf or wherever it was.
I heard the beware in the beginning.
And then in the middle it says you can see them.
Actually, DCFS is in the other half of the building that we can't go into, obviously, because of confidentiality.
Okay.
There is a conference room that they use for monitored visits sometimes. They talk about some toys in there. There's a little, laundry basket full of, baby toys. Because they have, toddler visits in there.
Right.
So the dye wouldn't have been allowed in there because, obviously, they're going to choke on that. So it's the little play phones and just a little small basket of baby toys. So we're not really sure where the D&D dye came from.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Yeah.
Oh,
I was kind of
cool.
disappointed I wasn't in the room when it happened.
So hold on.
That's pretty cool.
Do we want to listen to that EVP one more time real quick?
Yeah, I think
Just make sure everybody heard it. Let's hear that one more time.
If that had hit one of us, it would have stung.
So is the D&D die in there now?
Yeah, it's on the shelf. It's on.
Okay.
We put it back up on the shelf or wherever it was.
Yeah, there's definitely a human voice there in the
Yeah.
background. It's fucking weird
It says
stuff.
beware, and then what's the second thing it says?
Yeah, it's in there on the shelf.
Yeah, what's the second thing that's being said? Beware what?
You can see them.
Beware, you can see them.
You can see them.
Can we
Yeah.
do it one more time? I'm sorry.
Yeah,
can we do it
this
one more
is a
time?
good one. I
We're gonna
like
do it
this.
one more time. We'll put the phones on mute for 1 second. Go ahead.
If that had hit one of us, it would have stung.
So is the D&D
Okay,
die
Yeah,
in there
Tets,
now?
yeah.
Yeah, it's on the shelf. It's on.
You can
We put it back
beware.
up on the shelf or wherever it was.
You can see them.
All right,
Yeah.
we had another we had a listener join the line. Maybe has a question. Hello.
Hi. I'm not clear on what exactly are you guys saying? EDP or EVP or
EV? It's EV. V is in Vinny. P is in paranormal. EVP, electronic voice phenomenon. I think.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
And what is that? I mean, is there a certain technique that's used to record that, or is it? I'm wondering, is it a standard digital or analog recording?
Anything, any device that records can pick up an EVP.
Right. Yeah.
Okay,
And what
so
they were using.
in my experience, anything that is
event rather than the technique.
I
used
think
to capture it, right?
different investigators have different techniques, and I've heard some of the people that have been on the show say they love to use tape because the electromagnetic particles they believe respond better to the electromagnetic field that they feel is being manipulated in a paranormal event, and then other people swear by digital. It's kind of a it's kind of a personal
there's no
preference.
experts here. We all are students, and what works for you may not work for me, and vice versa. So, any recording device, just experiment on different recording devices because some work better than others, and everyone finds their niche, and they have a method that they use, but nothing is foolproof because there's no experts in this. Once again,
Right. And I do know that night they were just using the standard digital audio recorders. They weren't using anything special.
So nothing real fancy or expensive, just a
No.
regular recorder. And what kind of microphone do they use?
It just is standard microphone on the recorder.
Just the condenser mic
They
that's
had
in the recorder.
Yep, they had nothing special.
Okay. Any
Okay, well that kind of answers it. Then it's actually the content that it's somehow decided by someone that it's a spirit voice rather than something basic. I don't know what I'm looking for here. Something scientific behind it.
Well, it's like
right. Well, there's definitely no science in it because it's not a there's no experts
There's
in it.
definitely no science in it. When you're in a room by yourself and you turn a recorder on, and you have a voice on it that is not supposed to be there, then that is definitely an eyebrow raiser.
Right. Yeah.
Right,
I mean,
and
and
I
that's
think,
pretty much it with these. We know who is there, we know.
And it's definitely controlling the environment to make sure that there is no contamination.
Right.
And things like that,
So now, how about it? I mean, once in a while, there must be some weird stuff that happens with radio waves. And sound is a funny thing. Vibrations can carry from weird places.
Well, absolutely, absolutely. But however, if you're asking a question and you get a direct answer, then
yes,
that's not a radio wave. That's not something that
different. Yeah.
I mean, yes, is it possible that, it just happens to be an answer to your question? I mean, come on. I mean, if you're consistently doing this and you're consistently receiving answers and a live communication and a constant communication and intelligent responses, then, you tell me.
Yeah, I guess it is what you make of it,
Yeah.
So
okay.
What I was gonna say, you guys use the spirit box too, and what that does is it rapid scans ultra high frequencies, and basically tries to put together a word out of signals that it's receiving on multiple frequencies at a time.
Actually, it is it's how can I explain this? When you're in your car and you're pushing search, some radios you can actually hear little pieces of radio fragments because you want the device, whatever you're using, to not have a clear or full sentence. You want it to be able to go fast enough that there is no full sentences or words that is being picked up on any radio frequencies because it is from the radio. It is frequencies from the radio. It is for some beliefs that spirit are able to manipulate. This is back to manipulation and energy, that they can form full sentences and respond to you directly and intelligently, and things of that nature.
Yeah, I've seen some cool clips, and like anything, it's like you see some really cool stuff and some other stuff that you're like, all right, that's a stretch or whatever, But
right. No, it's when you're on my SoundCloud, there is actually Spirit Box.
Is somebody listening to the show in the background? All right, so wait, hang on. For our caller that's on the line, did you have anything else to add, or because we're getting a lot of noise from the phone, so I want to.
I'm okay. I'm sorry. Yeah, no, I'm just. I guess it's all very subjective, is what I'm hearing. I mean, there's no like special technique or anything like that.
I think that it's all a science in its infancy,
and it's all about faith, and it's about your belief systems and things of that nature. If you're looking for someone to give you 100%, that you are not going to get that, because with waking up in the morning and if you believe in any sort of religion, it is all about we don't see this, it's faith, and it's about your belief system, and it's about your personal experience, and as well as documented evidence for you, because what one person's documented evidence may be enough for one person, it may not be enough for another. So it's all about your belief system. And
so it's all about a leap of faith.
And stuff, in a form, absolutely, because there is no experts, and I wish I could tell you, look, if you put two leaves together and you put a can on one windowsill and you burn a candle in the middle of the floor, this is going to make it happen. No, I cannot tell you this, because everyone's method and everyone's belief is different.
Yeah, it's very interesting.
You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Yeah, sure.
Okay.
All right. Well, thank you.
Absolutely.
All right. Well, thanks for the call.
All right. Bye.
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 So yeah, no, I'm with you there. It's a kind of thing where, like, it's a very divisive topic. People's beliefs on subjects such as like life and death and the afterlife and religion are so fucking strong and
well, absolutely, it's just as strong as pro-life.
Sure.
And being a pro-life or different races, everything is all controversial in a sense. Because there is no one that's going to give you a sentence to say, you know what, that is it, you're right, this is, now I believe. because it's all about your personal experience. It's about your belief system. It's about, what you've been brought up with and things of that nature. There's some people that are atheists. There's some people that are not. It's and I really hate the word expert, so and so, because there is no such thing in this field.
Yeah.
In any field, you know what I mean, and not when it comes to spiritual wise, because until we become a spirit ourselves, and I'm not trying to find that out, time soon. We cannot say what it is, and I believe even when we become spirits, we'll still be students. We'll still be learning.
Right.
And that is always the issue with anything metaphysical in nature, is that we don't really have a good parameter, and then like a good kind of structure to go ahead and prove that to each other in a physical reality that's based on a structure of like logic and science. And then when you step outside of that and people go, well, how do you standardize and prove that? It's like, well, why would you think that I could?
Yeah.
Absolutely. And that, and regarding with the events, this is for people with like minds and people that have a belief system that want to come out and experience new things and learn new things and learn new techniques that they can try themselves and learn themselves and enjoy being in a historical location and things of that nature. It's not about come on out and I'll prove this to you. That's not what I'm about. I don't know about anybody else.
Sure.
Because I cannot.
Sorry.
I'm sorry. Go ahead.
No, I don't say. I always tell people when they ask me,
yes.
What you say to somebody who don't believe. I say, you know what? It's not my job to make you believe. You either you do or you don't. But when you experience it and it happens to you, you're going to be a believer real quick.
All right.
That's right. And you can't. There is nothing that someone can say to change someone's mind until they experience themselves. Not to say that if you come to this event, you're gonna, I'm not gonna blow smoke up nobody's ass to say, oh, you're gonna leave out a believer, because I don't know what your frame of mind is. Mm-hmm. I would like for you all to join us and experience something, and hopefully you can experience what I experience on a daily basis. And if nothing else, come out and have a good time and be in this location and learn new things. But as I said earlier, it's not my job to prove anything to anyone, because you cannot do that. Oops. And and I would never claim to say, oh, I'm going to prove this to you. I'm not a Harry Houdini. I'm not a circus act performer. This is what I do for a living, and I am a very strong believer in this, and this is what I was brought up to. So my belief system is very strong, but I cannot expect someone else to be as strong as mine.
Yeah, I'm a little confused. How do you just make somebody believe?
Shut up. Just stop. Right.
Exactly.
All right, listen.
How is that any different than other religious
beliefs
in general? I mean, that's what makes it dangerous.
No, he's such an asshole. Listen, let's move on from that whole thing, and let's talk about what you guys are gonna do. So when you're set up there at the event at the SilCon, which again, Andrea, give the date and the location on that real quick, would you?
Becky.
Yes.
No, well, we totally got it. Hold on, Andrea's got it. Ready?
SilCon will be taking place at Cross Country Mall in Mattoon, Illinois, August 21st and 22nd. Admission somehow is free.
Admission is free?
Yeah, I want to know how you managed that.
Nice. Well, because a lot of the vendors pay for their spots.
Yeah.
That's what I kind of lost you guys for a minute. We were coming in and out. I think I missed something.
No, sorry. We were just
SilCon is free.
Oh yeah, that's going to be a blast.
Yeah. So what are you going to be doing?
Excited.
So Ursula, when you're set up there in your profession and doing your thing, what do you offer there? What do you do?
For the ChillCon, actually, I have an amazing device that is going to actually take photographs of the energy that's surrounding you. So in a sense, it's called aura photography.
Cool.
And you can actually see the colors that is illuminating from you, because our aura is what other people perceive from what you're giving off. So it could also meaning what a person is picking up from you. You ever met someone you just don't like? You just don't like them. There's no reason.
Oh, yeah.
That they haven't done anything to you. Well, you're picking up their energy. And this it actually gives the color of what your energy is, and then also does a report.
No, definitely. I've been in, and I'm not somebody that claims to be really have special powers or anything, but in times in my life where I was really in tune and I was really feeling very very spiritual and stuff, I have definitely seen auras. That is the thing I've experienced for sure. And I don't care what anybody says. That's a real thing for sure. So that's pretty cool. We got to check that. Check that
definitely.
out. Becky,
Absolutely.
Really excited for this.
Absolutely. I also go to, you ever watch Vampire Diaries and Supernatural, things of that nature? Those type of shows on Channel 9?
No.
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 Okay.
No,
you
know
did
what?
good. Okay, because I'm a vendor at a lot of those conferences as well.
Oh, okay. No, we're just kind of fucking with you. No, I've watched.
Okay, that's not cool, jerk.
I've watched a lot of the paranormal shows and stuff. I don't watch TV anymore, really, and the problem with a lot of the paranormal shows on TV has been they've just been really dumb.
Yeah, but that doesn't truly count as a paranormal show. That's entertainment. I mean, come on, Vampire Diaries, Supernatural.
Oh, okay. I don't even know what it is, but yeah.
Okay, right.
Sorry.
I didn't say Ghost Adventures.
Vampire Natural.
Which one is Ghost Adventures? Is that the Zach guy that got really famous?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, that one blew up.
Boy, is that guy a buffoon.
Well, he's cute though.
I hate to disappoint anybody
but
who
he's
thinks
cute,
that paranormal investigating is like that because.
No.
But you guys didn't hear me. He's cute though. That excuses everything.
No, he's a sexy motherfucker, but he's actually gay. Did you know that?
What?
Yeah, that came out recently.
You just messed me up for life.
Yeah. That guy totally gay. I'm just making that up completely.
I know.
No, I
refuse to believe it.
He does that, and believe me, very, very sexy man, of course. But
I know that.
He does that.
Look at him. Yeah, absolutely.
He does that really irritating thing of like his whole career is like a tease to the experience that he had that got him into paranormal investigation, and he always calls back to it, just that thing that I just won't.
Yeah,
talk
he's very
about.
cocky. Very cocky.
He did a really good job getting famous.
I guess to be that way. I don't know.
Yeah, he did a good job getting famous and being sexy.
That's right.
With his,
and the concept was really cool.
His,
I mean, nobody was doing that. You have to give him that.
Spiky hair.
There was no one being, going into a location by themselves with just their camera. I mean, we had, of course, ghost hunters, but they had a camera crew with them.
Right.
So what is ghost hunting really like? Tell us about that.
It's probably pretty boring.
What was that?
So when you say that's not really what ghost hunting is like,
No. I'm saying no one was doing what Ghost Adventures was doing, so that's why it blew up, because we didn't see someone actually going in by themselves with their own camera, locked into a location. What we were used to seeing on television was the camera crew, the makeup guy, or whomever. You have to give Ghost Adventures this credit. They did something different. They went in there alone.
I'd like to see that reality
show.
They added
the makeup guy show.
When they were at Ashmore Estates, they did not.
Yeah,
well, now
the
they
Ashmore
don't.
Estates episode
now
was
they don't,
terrible.
but when they first started, they did.
They sucked.
They may have when they first started. I don't.
Yeah,
really
they did. They really did. I mean, they went in there by that was the thing. That was the exciting part. Now I don't know what they're doing. They probably have, mirrors and the makeup guy, and because I know Zach wears makeup. When that tan, and
right.
with eyeliner and stuff. So yeah.
As far as the actual paranormal investigating, it definitely is not like you see on
glamorous.
TV. I would say I compare it a lot of times to fishing. Sometimes you may sit out there and fish for hours and catch all kinds of fish.
And I'm not a ghost hunter. Let's get that straight. I am not a ghost hunter. And this is my last year of doing overnight events.
What?
But because I try to bring people into my world and get them to these places that they normally could not be, they're normally not able to get into. And if I enjoy doing that, that's not what I do, but I enjoy doing that.
What would you say you do here? Nothing. That was a little Office Space reference. So Becky, I wanted to ask you, what are you going to be doing at the convention? Are you just promoting IMPS? And by the way, I wanted to ask you what's new with Illinois Metaphysical and Paranormal Society and all of that stuff. Because we've been kind of gabbing the whole time. We never got to.
No, the first thing is the event with Ursula is actually a fundraiser for the SoulCon to help cover some of the expenses.
Oh, we got
to,
two events.
That's keep it free, and that's on June 20th. Is that right? 27th.
Saturday, June 27th.
Yeah.
Where at?
And that it's at the former Charleston Hospital, the
same place.
County Health
Okay.
Department.
Yeah.
And that one is not free. It, like I said, it's a fundraiser. It's $50, but it includes all of the cool stuff that Ursula's going to do. Full access to the building, dinner.
Free aura photos we're doing as well. The free aura reports of reading.
Free aura.
Dinner.
Yeah, so it's going to be a lot of fun. As far as what I'm going to be doing at SoulCon, I'm going to be running around like a chicken with my head cut off and freaking out probably a little bit. Other than that, I'm just going to be, kissing celebrities' butts and making sure everybody's happy.
What celebrities are going to be there?
Literally kissing their butts?
Are there going to be real celebrities there?
It depends.
What kind of...
We're talking on if any come?
There
or
might be a couple of them that might be an option, but no.
We're talking about celebrities in the paranormal world.
We have horror actors.
Oh.
We have...
I got a tip you guys were going to have.
Do you say horror actors like Denise Richards?
That's what I heard. Horror actors.
Horror actors. I'm sorry.
Like who? I'm serious. Like who?
Like scary movie actors.
Well, yeah. Like
oh my
who?
gosh.
Well, we'll read the list.
We haven't announced him
on.
yet, but we have a WWE superstar coming.
Yes.
We're waiting on getting final paperwork from him because SummerSlam is that weekend. So we're working out some logistics for him because he's got to wrestle Sunday.
Is it The Rock? Do you guys have The Rock?
No.
You'll find out. You're going to tell
Dwayne's not coming.
My kiss.
Oh boy.
No, I don't know. But this sounds like it's.
I may be joining you with that.
This actually sounds like it's going to be a pretty fun place to post up, and we'll probably see. The problem with us, I think we are going to be there with our booth and everything. Actually, we should say that.
Yes.
Aren't we? Yeah, we're supposed to. We actually have to send our check in and get our shit reserved and everything. But we're supposed to be there with our booth, and we're going to be broadcasting and stuff. And the problem with us, here's what I want to ask: is it going to be cool if we go outside and smoke weed? A lot.
Just don't tell me about it.
It may have been if you probably didn't say anything. You might have,
We shouldn't
I
have
think
said
you
it.
just fucked up when you said that. So, I don't know. It's not my thing, but you probably just messed yourself up with that.
Nah, I mean,
it's fine. We're not going to smoke any weed.
Yeah, nah.
We're
going to
go record EVPs.
If you had said no, you'd be in jail right now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right.
You passed.
That might be entertaining because we're going to have a life-size Pac-Man game.
Cool.
Yeah.
Oh, that might scare the hell out of you on some weed.
Right, yeah. We're going to have people dressed as ghosts, and they'll be chasing
you might
you
want
around.
to sign have them sign
That
waivers.
could be pretty interesting if you were high on weed there. I don't know. That could be entertaining.
A few toke hits of your cannabis weed.
I can guarantee there's going to be a video on you when you're doing that, and it's going to hit YouTube. So
sweet.
And All-Stars.
No, we don't. We see the problem. The problem with us is we try to go out places and we just have to factor weed into every situation. It makes everything
terrible.
Well,
yeah, we really do.
More complicated.
It is super important.
Yeah,
it's like number one on the list.
So, anyways, is this one of those things where everybody goes out and gets drunk afterwards, or what?
There might be some parties afterwards, yes.
Okay.
There is actually investigations going on at Ashmore Estates both nights.
Ooh. What's the guy that runs that place now? The spooky
Robin Terry.
And he's got that
Robin
character.
Terry.
What's his
amazing guy, awesome guy.
What's his character?
Yeah.
The spooker or something that he invented?
No, he doesn't own that anymore. Spookmeister. He doesn't own it anymore.
The Spookmeister.
Spookmeister.
Because me and Becky actually the only time we met was at Ashmore Estates at an open house there, and the Spookmeister was running things, and he was pretty funny, but it was very hard to take seriously. It was like
right. Yeah. Now it's possible that he may be there. He's friends with
cool.
Robin Perry.
Yeah.
So he may be running around. You never know.
The Spookmeister.
But,
So now somebody else is running Ashmore Estates. I gotta say, it was really cool. I'm used to going to places like that more when I kind of sneak in the middle of the night, so it's more creepy.
Well, you won't be doing that with this one.
No. So it's a little.
He's done a lot of restoring, and the place you wouldn't probably recognize it.
Yeah. But my point is,
really put his heart into this place.
It's creepy to go
amazing.
there on a tour. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah. Friday night, they're hosting an investigation with the Bama Boys from Sci-Fi's Deep South Paranormal.
Is that sold out, though, I think?
Last I knew, the Bama Boys was not. They had a couple.
I know the one with
left,
the Booth brothers. Christopher Booth is sold out.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Saturday night is an investigation with Christopher Booth. They he produced Children of the Grave 2, which was part of what was filmed out of Ashmore. The Possession, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So they're doing. I think they're doing a movie showing. And the kind of Q&A first. And I think you can do that still, just not the investigation that night.
Okay.
I think you can still do the Q&A. Saturday night before that, we have Ron Fitzgerald, who's a gothic horror illusionist. Horror. Not
I was
horror.
going to say, what's with all the slut shaming tonight? This is awful.
Right?
The gothic
so he's going to be doing a gothic illusion
What? I perked
show.
up. What?
Yeah, Matt.
Gothic horror? You talking shit? What?
Matt perked up for the first time.
Yeah.
Where is she?
So is the convention a good place to hook up? What's the crowd like?
Could be.
Oh, you know what? I've seen some wild stuff at conventions. I think you might get lucky.
That is true. I've
seen some crazy shit. I think you may, especially if you got the good weed, you probably really.
Hell yeah.
Yeah, you'll hit the score on that.
Any industry convention is a great place to get laid. It is. Everybody knows that. Come on.
That's like the sole reason they exist.
Why pretend?
I've seen some celebrities, quote unquote, horror celebrities get hooked up here.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Well.
So some of the bigger conventions get pretty crazy. So.
So are you going to hook up with a celebrity?
You won't be disappointed.
I would expect that everyone in our group is going to hook up with a celebrity at some point because we're just that slick. We're gonna show up with our tie sticks. And we're just gonna take the place by storm.
Yes,
it'll be interesting just watching you try.
We'll be in there with our weed and our ganja.
We will be there making ourselves. We will be there making ourselves the butt of the joke, though. We will. It'll be fun. We'll be there with our booth and we'll be broadcasting and fucking with everybody.
Yeah, we were talking about before we came on. You guys were talking about the gaming stuff. There is a local gaming store that is hosting the Gamers Heaven area, which they're going to have tabletop games. They're going to have Dungeons and Dragons. They're going to have Magic the Gathering. They're going to have Warhammer, and all kinds of other demos and stuff going on. We have a LARPing group that's going to come in.
The hell is that?
Live action role playing.
Live action role
play.
Yeah.
Okay.
Basically, a bunch of adults get together and sword fight. With
sounds
How cool is that?
I have a sword.
I'm there.
Yeah, yeah. We actually have a group that we're trying to get. It's someone I know's daughter is in the group. That they're actually a vampire-based LARPing group, and I'm hoping to have them there too.
Oh wow!
Something tells me I'm going to need to wear a diaper to this
obviously, thing. Supernatural.
Because I'm just going to be shitting my pants in anger the entire time.
I may have to sign up for that.
I'm just going to be walking around with anger diarrhea.
And then a vampire girl's going to swoop down on you, bite your nutsack.
Those are fighting words.
No, this is going to be hilarious because I have a dynamic with a lot of my friends that are really into a lot of this stuff where I just kind of play the douchebag who makes fun of them. And
don't do it.
It's just an act, right?
It's just an
Like you're
act.
playing a douchebag.
I'm gonna wear an upside down visor turned to the side.
Yeah.
I'm gonna wear Bud Light shorts.
and Bud Light shorts and flip flops.
Yeah. And I'm gonna have
really
a hemp
playing a
bracelet.
douchebag since from what I hear, you're one every day.
No, I know, but it's a character. It's a character. That's all. You know.
I'm kidding. I'm kidding.
No, you know that.
Maybe
people talk to me off the show, and I'm like very fucking timid and polite and stuff, and then we just get on here. I'm just a fucking douchebag. But it's more entertaining. But yeah, no, we're gonna show up. We're gonna just drink Coors with our visors and flip flops and khaki shorts and Dago tees.
We're gonna kick back. Yeah, we're gonna chill.
We are going to be
all right,
terrible.
well, we do have to move on, but you guys are very nice for coming on and hanging out with us and telling us all about what's going on at Silka. Andrea, again, let's do the plug one more time.
One more time.
Go ahead. Oh wait, that's seagulls. I meant to get the music for the plug. Hold on. Let's get back to there.
Beautiful birds.
Let's do the plug one more time. And again, Becky and Ursula, thanks for being on the show.
It was a pleasure.
No problem. Thanks for having us.
First, we have the event on June 27th, which is going to be a spirit communication workshop / dinner / paranormal investigation at the former Charleston, Illinois hospital. This includes dinner. The cost is $50.
Okay.
And all proceeds will go to cover SilCon expenses.
Sounds fun to me.
SilCon will be taking place August 21st and 22nd at the Cross County Mall
Is that a weekend?
Mattoon, Illinois. I would have to assume
better
that it's
be
like
a
a
weekend.
Saturday, Sunday.
Yeah, it is. I know it is. I was expecting you to just say yes. I'm trying to do a little commercial with you. Go on.
The cost for that will be free, and we will be there.
And we will be there. And if we've offended you and you're part of the paranormal community, this is your chance to...
we will be there.
And if you don't know, we'll be there.
This is your chance to get back at us. All right. Are we good?
We're good.
We're good. Everybody go check out IMPS on Facebook, Illinois Metaphysical and Paranormal Society.
I've shared the link on the page.
Yeah,
for
support
everybody.
them. Give them the old like. And Ursula Kalin, where are you at?
UrsulaKalin.com. You can go under my events to see other places that I'll be doing overnight ghost events at, and also appearances at different conferences as well.
And I have also shared that on our Facebook.
All right, so we put her website up on
Thank
the Facebook page. If you go find the Sunday Evening Overdose on Facebook, find all of this shit, and yeah, we will see you guys, and get ready to go out and get fucked up afterwards.
Sounds good to me.
We're gonna have a good time. So we'll see you in a few months, and thanks
All
again.
right, thank you for having us on. I appreciate it.
No, thank you.
Thank you.
Okay, have a great night.
All right, you too. Goodbye, Becky.
Did it seem like Ursula just really was trying to convince us to believe?
Did Becky leave yet? Or hello? They're gone?
Yes.
Oh, Becky probably hung up after that first initial thing.
The initial goodbye,
Well,
yeah.
Let's hold on.
All right.
Message here. See
Well-
what this message says.
Yeah, so Ursula was
she
really
got
twisting our
disconnected.
arm to believe that stuff, huh?
Becky got disconnected. Well, hold on, David Box. It's not good to just
I'm just
immediately
kidding.
start talking about somebody after we hold on.
I don't think I'm being a jerk.
On the unknown phone call.
Oh, a caller.
Hello? Hello?
Whispers.
Hello? 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 All right, well, they're not there.
We'll have
No,
to
you know
play
what it
that
was,
recording
dude?
back.
I'm gonna admit that it went way more down the road of trying to fucking justify things than I wanted to, but that's the thing is, like, people like this, they get those fucking questions constantly, so
No,
they
but
jump
that's
into
why
this
I
thing of,
asked
like,
it, because I thought she'd have a concise answer.
I know.
I wasn't even like trying to get her to defend it. I was just like, I just wanted to be like, so what do you say to these people that would say this? And I thought she would have a concise answer.
Well,
that's all. I was
whatever.
not like,
Yeah,
she got very defensive, and I was like, whoa.
I honestly,
I didn't even understand what she did until she was almost halfway through her spiel. That's all.
I didn't even read it as her being defensive.
No, neither did I. I didn't really think she was being defensive. I think it was like a loaded up speech that she's used to giving. You know,
for sure.
Yeah.
That wasn't what I was trying to do, though.
You were trying to
apologize.
No, it's fine.
But I think she took it as I was personally skeptical of it, and I was like, that was not my question.
Right.
Like,
that's what I thought at first,
what
too.
What would you say to this? Because I didn't understand what exactly she does.
No, I understand, and I think we worked it out though. Towards I think we found our niche. I think we're friends.
I love EVPs. That's like my favorite thing. I always love listening to EVPs. Those are some good ones they brought to us. So
definitely
that was cool.
Yeah, and no, I know what you're saying because at first I was like, dude, she thinks we're trying to talk shit.
Yeah,
no, I know what you mean because
to...
you don't want her to think that we're trying to go like, hey, come on, what you're doing is bullshit because we're totally open minded.
That's not how I feel at all.
No, and I think that she came to understand.
I was just being like,
you know?
what do you say to these people, though?
Right.
Who and like I said, I just thought she'd have
it's all good, man. It's all good. And go out to the convention with us. And
when is it again? When?
It's
August 21st and 22nd.
Yeah.
Well, in Mattoon, Illinois.
I've never been to Mattoon.
Some of our
get it? You totally got that.
Yes,
Mattoon. Ding.
Yes, got it.
That ping noise.
Right, spittoon. We get it.
It's fine. It's fine.
Some of our other guests that we've had on the show are going to be out there. But no, let's go out there and have a couple of shots with these gals who just gave us an easy hour of talking.
Yeah,
I wonder if they'll
fun.
smoke weed with us.
They will not smoke weed.
They will
it
not.
didn't sound like.
No.
Did not sound like
they just need to
get
keep
high.
up with appearances.
They've probably never taken a bong toke.
No,
in their lives.
they can't lose their audience. Behind closed doors, they're totally gonna smoke weed with us.
I think you're right.
We should ask them if they could get coke.
Maybe they can get us like spirit drugs.
No, let's go harder than that. Let's
Right.
just ask for.
You guys got some
meth
peyote.
You guys got
let's
some
ask them for crocodile.
some
They probably got
ayahuasca.
crocodile out of Mattoon.
Maybe some ayahuasca and some peyote.
Right,
and some absinthe.
Or whatever that shit that the Peruvian guys like drink up their nose that's like green. What is that shit?
Is that what I... Oh, that like frog poison shit? Oh, no,
Yeah.
no. That's the shit.
Ever seen that?
There's
They, like,
well, no,
drink
there's
it
the
up
other
their
one.
nostrils.
There's the one where they burn each other and then shove frog poison into the burn.
No, I've never heard of that.
Yeah, that's a good drug.
What the fuck?
That's a good drug.
No, that's like
Yeah,
a crazy.
fuck-
It's like a
fuck
crazy
that.
poison drug.
No,
No, man, I can't lick a frog anymore. It doesn't
this stuff
do
is
anything
just
for
like
me.
they've got this weird like pipey thing that has like 2 nostril holes, and they pour some like a shot's worth of the stuff, and then somebody else blows it real hard, and it goes up your nose. It's a liquid. It's green.
Becky, who was just on the
Then
show,
you
is
trip for like a week.
she's messaging me on Facebook. She says, "We do joke and call Mattoon Meth-tune."
Called it.
Well, that is the problem in Illinois, Indiana, Michigan, Iowa, Minnesota, Wisconsin, Ohio, Kentucky, Tennessee, Alabama,
New Mexico,
Georgia, New Mexico,
Oh,
definitely
yeah.
Oklahoma,
Arizona.
Texas, Florida.
Oh yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Florida for sure.
Florida's got everything.
Oh, South Carolina.
Oh, man.
North Carolina.
Carolina.
As soon as I leave here, I'm gonna get me a
Definitely.
bag of
The
crystal.
Virginias.
Oh, what about South Dakota, Montana?
Is
Did
there
we say
is there an,
Pennsylvania?
It's around
It was
every corner.
Pennsylvania.
North Dakota is another one.
is there
Yeah.
a state you cannot get crystal meth in?
Yes, Delaware.
Oh, Alaska.
I bet you can get some.
Full of-
Yeah.
No,
Oh,
I mean, obviously Alaska. It's the meth capital of the world.
There you go.
Is it
You
really?
have to
Yeah,
know the
used to
guy
be, at
that
least.
makes it. Like it's like a 5-community person or 5-person community.
Yeah,
guy
that's
fucking, guy
Bill, you
fucking,
got any meth?
he's just
yeah, I got some.
he's just rowing a pile of meth in the front of a rowboat out to Kodiak Island. Just 70 pounds of meth, just not even in bags, just piled in the front of a rowboat. Just lands on the beach, and they all just start.
Oh, and then they rip the scabs off their faces.
David Box is hilarious.
Memories.
David Box is always really funny. David Box is a guy that talks like this. Talk how you talk.
Hey, this is how I talk.
Yeah, so he's whenever
I'm
you hear
David.
It's hilarious.
I'm
whenever
David
you hear
Box.
that's David Box, and he's always making these little comments that I don't even notice during the conversation, and then I listen back to the show, and I'm like, this guy's fucking hilarious, but
I do what I can.
I never hear shit while we're in the room.
Oh yeah, that's the trick with David Box.
Flying under the radar.
He comes back in and tapes them later after the show. He's like, damn it, I wish I would have said that.
Yeah.
He just like adds it in.
Flying under the
You're like, man,
radar.
David Box was on that night. He like goes home and writes the material though the day before.
So on our show, we are trying to fucking stimulate the Chicago music scene because it's dead. Everybody sucks.
Everybody sucks.
Nobody's making any fucking money. Everything's bullshit. It's just it's a horrible city for music right now. I mean, does anybody fucking dispute that?
Well, unless you like the blues.
The blues. Don't you like some blues?
I love me some blues. Why, here's some blues right now.
Hey, man, BB King just died, man.
I do about 30 words an hour. Shut up.
Hey, man.
They're fucking blues.
BB King just died, brother.
Fuck BB King. Stupid motherfucker.
I hope he
Did you ever
took the
listen to that
blues.
fucking
His job.
I just heard a story about BB King the other day that when he was on Saturday Night Live, he had cue cards for the song "The Thrill Is Gone," and the cue cards literally say "The thrill is gone." Oh yeah, the thrill is gone, or whatever the fucking words that piece of shit song is.
How appropriate.
I don't even know that piece of shit song. Fuck you and your stupid shit. There's no writing. There's nothing. It's just a fucking. It's intellectual.
scale.
It's intellectual and artistic sloth. The blues is a big circle jerk of nothing. Fuck off. Fuck you. It's not a genre. It's a fucking waste of time.
Not a fan of the blues.
No, I'm not. I'm not.
You sound a
Sounds
little
like you've got the
blue.
blues.
No, I'm not. I'm actually not a fan of the same song over and over 95,000 times at different fucking tempos. Wait, this time it's 12 bars. But hang on, this time it's 16 bars.
The 96,000 time
fucking
round,
idiots.
though. That's when it's so good.
You know,
Yeah, it comes back around eventually.
Yeah, 96,000.
No, I'm not a fan of the blues. Don't you guys want to go to a blues bar? Let's just say, hang on, next song. Wait, let's do the next one. Wait, hang on. When does it go to the 4? When will it go to the 4 chord? That's my only question in this song. When will it go to the 4 chord? And how many things went wrong for this guy this week? Shut up, you idiot. Nobody gives a fuck.
No, but everybody pretends to when a celebrity dies.
Yeah, that's so satisfying.
Yeah.
You sloths.
You got soul,
fucking
brother.
idiots.
So the Chicago music scene is not much better.
Yeah,
you
no.
are.
So anyways, my point
it's
is...
all more of the same.
My point is...
There's your segue.
There's nothing going on in Chicago. So we're trying to get there are all these brilliant fucking artists that are all around us, friends that do shit, and the music business is so pathetic right now, so fucking pathetic. We're trying to stimulate a little something or other around here. So
Yeah.
we're playing some of these good artists that are just dying in the Chicago music scene. This is Dead Split Egos. We will be back in I don't know, a couple minutes on the Sunday Evening Overdose. Stick with us. Alright, we're doing some tub geometry there. Coming back on the Sunday Evening Overdose. Been a nice show. Been a nice show.
Yeah.
Tub Geometry, some pals of mine. I saw them down in Savannah, Georgia, with my band Robot Hilarious, and we did a little crossover thing. I went over there and did a song with his band. He came over and did a song with my band. Pretty fucking cool. It's pretty nice.
Yeah.
Oops. Did that just cut off like that? That was weird. It was pretty fun. We all got to hang out way the hell out there and kind of make our little scene known. I got a message from our guest Ursula, who is on. She says this. Hey, didn't mean to sound defensive. I'm just used to those questions, and I didn't want to come across as if I'm trying to make someone believe something they don't. It's all good, and that's what I thought too. We're all gonna get.
I'm sure she does.
Yeah, we're all gonna get to know each other, and we're definitely all pals.
You still haven't convinced me, Ursula. You never
God
will.
damn it, David Box.
Yeah.
No, I'm just kidding. I'm sorry.
now he's all cautious, like, I don't want no. Yeah, no, everything's fun. Everything's good.
Everything is so fun.
Everything's so fun, guys. Just everything's fine.
All right, we got an ancient civilization.
Good. Yes, let's
get
a
new
on
ancient civilization.
the show.
A new one, huh?
A construction crew for Questar, which is a gas company, was digging for a new gas pipeline in Sandy, Utah.
Sandy, Utah?
Old East Sandy, Utah.
The name of the town is Sandy?
Yeah.
Okay.
And they have unearthed the remnants of an ancient civilization. They found multiple tools and arrowheads and things like that dating 1,500 to 3,000 years old.
Nice.
Yeah, that's pretty cool.
So then they get ordered by some I don't know who it is, like what part of the government does this, but what
like the Environmental Historical Society. Hold on, I have the woman's title.
Something. Okay, they get basically ordered under whatever federal regulation on this kind of thing, that they have to hire archaeologists to actually survey the whole site and like figure out whether it's historically significant or not,
right, exactly. So that if they continued to build there, would it be historically impactful?
And they're making some gas pipeline.
Yeah, they're trying to make a new gas pipeline. They're
that would obviously impact on it.
They got all fucked up by some old Native American site. Stupid Questar.
Awesome.
That's what you get.
Yeah, it's pretty cool.
Questar.
So they just started excavating the area, so I guess we'll have to see how it goes. But they've already found, they found prehistoric dwellings. That was the first thing they found. They found like an underground house. And then they found a fire pit near that where they found bone fragments. They haven't found any bodies or graves or anything, so they think that everyone just cremated themselves. But they know very little about what's going on over there right now. But 1,500 years old.
So we were talking earlier. Let me see if our people in studio know. I was like, listen, when did the people who became the Native Americans that we know today, when did they cross the land bridge and come into Canada and then in Alaska, and then Canada and then down into the United States? When do you think that happened?
Wasn't that like during the melting of the ice caps and stuff, when you could still cross over the Russian and Alaskan?
Yeah, that's what that is.
Is that right?
Yeah, give me a number of years.
I have no idea. I mean, 10,000 years ago.
That's what. See, I thought it was. I thought it was way less than that.
It was probably.
Then we're looking up this article. I'm like, so what was this? Was this regular Native Americans like we know, or was this like the other like earlier like nomadic peoples that they don't know anything about that were here way before that, or what the hell was it? And yeah, it was like what 16,000 years ago.
16,000, yeah.
So fucking long ago that they lived here for 15,800 years. Totally fine.
Yeah.
You knew the answers and you were just seeing if anyone knew?
Yeah, I was just seeing because I was seeing what you guys thought. Because
we didn't know.
If I had been asked, I would have said probably 1,500, 2,000 years ago. I would have guessed something like that. But it was 16,000 years ago. And it just struck me as kind of hilarious to put that in perspective. Is like, so who we know as the Native Americans now, I think a lot of them were way more nomadic before they set up as like the tribes that we recognize today as we documented in our European history.
I bet they'll unearth some ancient casinos.
Yeah,
here's an ancient dice game played with a roulette wheel.
It's just funny. It just was a weird thing to realize that really for that long, 15,000 plus years before Europeans got here and killed everyone.
And all it took was some fire water introduced into their little slice of paradise.
That's not all it took.
Smallpox, I think, helped.
Yeah. Guns.
Yeah.
Knives. Rape.
Yeah, that was a good one.
I'm sure they had rape and torture.
Imprisonment.
I'm sure they had their own kind of imprisonment.
False treaties.
I'm sure they lied to one another.
No, they did, and but see, that's the thing is there wasn't.
They had slaves.
There wasn't continental devastation. Yeah, there was definitely savagery on all levels. There was.
Are you justifying the genocide?
No, I'm just saying that, like, honestly, like.
Well,
look,
they were kind of assholes.
Come on.
Well, no, but
they
like,
were gonna do it anyways.
No, it's
the kind of things that were going on here. A couple more years, they would have killed all of each other off.
I'm just saying that, like, too often, and I am somebody who like will fall into this probably. Too often, though, the Native Americans are put into this noble light. Like their lives were just so perfect before when the white man showed up.
Yeah.
Bullshit. You had slaves. You fucking tortured each other. It was
I actually like to put them under
perfect.
a black light rather than
Or
a noble
even-
light. They look cool under a black light.
To even say like one
red skin.
every
Sounds
tribe
like you
had
took
its own
some
thing, so it'd be
marijuana
like
weeds.
trying to talk about like the a whole I don't know, too many little subsects of different Indian tribes. I don't know.
I'm not into subsex. Like
Ugh.
You're dominant
submissive
sex.
weirdo.
Weirdo.
What's subsex?
But yeah, they like. I'm just saying that the American Indians had some fucked up society shit too. Like their society wasn't perfect either.
No, yeah, of course not. But that's kind of like saying, that guy Hitler. There was a lot of crime in those Jewish neighborhoods.
Yeah.
So,
No, I
mean, it was
wasn't
like-
saying that. Is what I was pointing out. I wasn't justifying the genocide in any way. I was just saying that it's not like they were so perfect before either. It's not like we came and like brought evil unto the Indians.
No, it wasn't as though they had never seen any killing or seen any war
Right. That's
or
all
seen
I'm saying.
any slavery or this
right.
and that.
They had wars and shit. They did the same human bullshit that all human bullshit
Yeah.
does. It's just Europeans did it way better.
We just had our thundersticks.
Exactly.
Right.
That we kind of stole from the Chinese.
Mm-hmm. And heaping big piles of gunpowder. Fuck, God damn it.
All right. Some people in Florida found a hand in a box.
Yes, the treasure segment. Are we to treasure now?
I so want to talk about
Doesn't
treasure.
everybody have a hand in a box?
We haven't done treasure in a while. Today I'm like, dude, what the fuck?
I got some good ones.
What's going on in treasure?
All right.
I haven't heard
all,
any of these. This is all news to me, folks.
First of all,
Folks.
in a Tampa area home in Florida, some people were clearing out their great-grandparents' home.
Mm-hmm.
They found a box containing a very old Tampa area map that they think was connected to a pirate, some coins, and what appears to be a human hand.
Nice, dude. How old was this house?
Wait, how old was the hand?
Well, here's a picture of the hand if you guys can see. This is apparently under investigation right now.
Is that like a challenge?
But
see.
the map that they had said it resembles a treasure map. It bears the word Gasper, who is a well-known pirate from the area.
Really?
Yeah. And it's a treasure map. They think it's a treasure map, and they date it to be from the 1920s or 30s.
Get the fuck out.
I've
won't.
lost my hand. I'm Gasper the pirate.
Yar. I'd be Gasper. So that's pretty fucking weird.
Stupid.
I didn't know that. Wait. Did you
No,
say the
hang on.
1920s?
Yeah.
I didn't know
Go
there were
back, please.
pirates in the 20s.
Yeah, in
Yeah, there were.
Madagascar.
Yes, there
In
were.
the 1920s.
Yes.
There's pirates right now.
There's
Wow.
pirates now, and pirates
Well, yeah,
persisted
but-
around the U.S. coast until easily
Well, when you
into
said
the late
pirates, I thought
1800s.
like 1700s pirates.
1700s pirates were a big problem. We had the Barbary Coast Wars. That was
Right,
no good.
right. No,
there was a lot of
you're
there was a
right.
lot of pirates going on then.
That just
But-
put it into perspective for me.
Yeah.
There's been pirate problems all throughout history, all up until today.
Nar.
They're
With
everywhere.
the Somalis.
Yeah.
But so what's what's the deal? What does that really mean? They find a guy's hand.
Yeah, and look, it's
Is
got
this
a ring
suppo-
on it.
Is
and
this supposed
stuff.
to be that pirate's hand?
Ah.
Did somebody take it as like a hey, I fucked this guy up?
Or have those
We
old
killed him?
people been eating somebody really slowly?
Yeah, it's so weird.
That
and
was my last bit of jerky.
Damn it, if those cops would have just stayed away for another day, we would have ate the whole damn body.
Is this supposed to be
God.
like yo, I fucked this guy up, I killed him, here's his fucking hand? Because that must
Like
be
it's a trophy?
Is that like a ring that everybody knew he wore? What does a hand come from?
nobody knows. It doesn't say. They're investigating it right now. This just happened this week.
A brass fucking ring on it.
Yeah, I'm putting the picture up on the page for everybody.
Yeah, check out the Sunday Evening Overdose on Facebook. You'll see all the shit that we talk about.
It looks really old.
It's an old hand. It looks like a witch hand.
I would think a hand in the swamp area of Tampa, Florida would probably rot pretty fast. So that might not even be that old.
Yeah, I guess that's true.
It just looks very desiccated.
Some dude's just watching the news like, yo, that's Percy's hand.
Right.
Yeah.
Or like,
who's Percy? Nah, Percy's a pimp, man. Look at that fucking giant ring. Somebody just stole the gem off of it.
Yeah.
It's just the base of a giant ring.
It's actually made out of an old soda can. It just looks old and valuable.
That Percy's hand.
Percy's hand. All right, well, we got more treasure found in Finland.
Percy, why did I say that name?
I don't know. I liked him, though.
Hey, really quick about hands.
Oh,
Yes.
yeah. Veronica, our old pal from down in Georgia.
Georgia. It's pronounced Georgia.
It's Georgia.
No, don't the kids say Georgia?
The kids. I don't think so.
You don't think they say Georgia?
Maybe.
All right.
Anyways.
Can you get Owen with your fucking statement here?
Yeah. So my friend from Tennessee, she actually used to live right down the street from this house that eventually got just knocked down because at one point they found like a set of feet nailed to the front door. So just a little thing I thought of while you guys were
like severed feet, just like
yeah, and then
nice.
just nailed to the front door. But just thought of that while you guys were chatting there.
What kind
Figured
of
I'd
message
share
is
with
that?
you. Well, I used to be like afraid of the city or whatever because people were like, having guns and stuff, but really like crazy people are out in nowhere, so I don't know. People just
people be having guns in the cities.
Oh yeah,
being really fucked up, cutting people up.
Mm-hmm.
Nailing feet to
doors.
Like I said, I wonder what kind of a message that it's supposed to send exactly, though. Like, because there's got to be some symbolism being used there. Like, I just don't quite. I'm not getting it. But that's
try to fucking walk all over me, will you?
Okay.
No, I don't know. Maybe
that's kind of the only thing I can think of.
Foot fetish.
Your feet are disgusting. I cut them off and threw you in a river. There's a lot of messages. You can send.
Feet are communicative.
Get to step in. Get out of town.
This guy down the street. This guy down the street. I found out he was a fucking Jew, so I cut off his feet. Could mean that.
I told him not to set foot in my house, and then he put both his feet in my house.
Mm-hmm.
Now his feet are on your house.
Could mean a lot of things.
A fabulous sunken treasure may be recovered off Finland coast as archaeologists divers say they found the wreck of a legendary 15th century vessel.
Nice.
This is a shipwreck from 1468 that has just been found.
What?
The cargo included 10,000 gold coins and gold jewelry.
Who found it?
They haven't found the cargo yet.
Wow.
But they're archaeologist divers
Okay.
that have been working on the project for a while.
It's private. They're going to actually control the place and try to extract some value.
Yes.
Nice.
It's a team of more than 200
companies and people actually come up with this kind of treasure.
Yeah.
Because like we've talked about before, usually it just gets co-opted immediately by some kind of government agency.
Did I say what it's worth?
You didn't, but let's guess. I'm going to guess 75 zillion.
Anybody else want to guess?
A quintillion.
$250,000.
No. $150 million.
$150
the estimated worth. $150 million. That's a lot.
$150 mil.
$150 mil.
$150 mil. That treasure, man.
So they'll be excavating that for a while, but it's a huge shipwreck, and all of the debris is scattered east to west, so they have to go through it slowly. Let's see. The ship originally had 200 passengers on it. Went down in a storm in 1468.
How do they know how many passengers were on it in 1468? They kept logs of that shit?
It says according to historic documents.
God, people are awesome.
Yeah,
Holy
that's
fuck,
fantastic.
dude. That's so great.
It's nuts.
What country did it depart from?
Finland. It was just off the coast of Finland.
Okay.
So $150 million. I hope they find it. It might not be down there. Speaking of finding treasure, we've got a millionaire who has released a riddle as to where his treasure is in Colorado.
Yeah, this is fucking cool.
He looks like John Voight.
This is something that we could actually go look for now. It has not been found. It's out there for the open. How long has this even been out? A few months?
Yeah, it hasn't been long. He has said that since the time he released this riddle, people have come within 200 feet of the treasure, but nobody's found it. Damn it.
Crafty old coot.
It's an estimated $2 million worth of treasure, and it is believed to be somewhere in the Rocky Mountains. He's 84 years old.
We were just fucking there. Fuck.
Let's see. It contains mostly American eagles and double eagles, hundreds of gold nuggets, some as large as chicken eggs, ancient Chinese carved jade figures, pre-Columbian gold animal artifacts, lots of rubies, emeralds, sapphires, and diamonds, and other things.
I say we kidnap this old man and make him tell us where his fucking
let's
gold
just go
is.
beat the shit out of this guy.
I'm like 86 years old, huh?
He doesn't care. He's got terminal cancer anyway. He's gonna die.
He can feel pain though.
He'll care once the fucking bamboo shoots go up his in between his toenails and his toes.
Once we cut his eyelids
that fucking
off.
separates that, once we start the fucking Chinese death of 1,000 cuts torture and we cut off his nipples and his fucking kneecaps and shit.
He's got family and shit too, man.
And he's got family.
He's got grandkids.
Right,
Start twisting their little
hold
necks.
We'll kill his
Guys,
family.
Please. Before we go to that, let me read you his enchanting poem, which contains exactly 9 clues as to where the treasure is hidden.
Is it real long?
Is this a real thing?
This is a real thing.
But nobody knows. It might not be. This might just be the funniest motherfucker ever.
Yeah, for sure.
Who just doesn't have any treasure.
So while we're torturing him, he's like, I told you there's no such thing. It's just a joke. And we're like, where's the gold, old man?
And you know what? If that's the case, then we're torturing you more.
Right.
Yeah.
You know? If there's no...
Listen up, old man.
Yeah. So this guy... for years is like, wouldn't it be great if my legacy was I did this like secret treasure thing, that went on forever?
The most intricate prank of all time.
Easiest way. No. Not even if you didn't want it to be a prank. Just for years you're thinking about this until one day it clicks. You're like, hold on a second. Give me 8 pieces of paper. That's all I need. That's it. And my whole thing is done. So it's so easy to just fake this fucking thing. I mean,
yeah.
But you'd like to think that this old future torture victim is
this fucker's going down.
Dude, he better not be lying out. That's all I'm saying right now. I don't want to be too specific, but all I'm gonna say is, like, for his sake, I hope he's not lying.
Yeah, I'm with you.
So go ahead.
As I have gone alone in there, and with my treasures bold, I can keep my secret where, and hint of riches new and old.
It's his anus.
Yeah, dude, I was just going to say, you got to fuck this guy up the ass.
Begin it where warm waters halt, and take it in the canyon down.
Oh! Take it in the can. Look at this guy.
Not far, but too far to walk. Put in below.
Wait, hold on. Not far. So he's talking about 6.5 inches. He's like, not far, but too far to be able to walk the next day.
Right. Is this going to be a tight squeeze?
Right. 6.5 inches with some real girth.
Put in below the home of Brown.
Oh my God.
Oh no.
Shut up.
This guy's talking about a dick and a pooper.
This guy's hilarious, dude. He's talking about getting effed in his bee.
From there, it's no place for the meek. The end is ever drawing nigh. There'll be no paddle up your creek.
This is like 1890s pornography.
Just heavy loads and water high.
Oh, Jesus.
This is giving me a boner.
Man,
what the fuck?
I've got a treasure boner right now.
Got a treasure boner.
That's the real treasure.
Holy shit.
You found my treasure.
Dude, we started off just joking about that right we caught that on the first line. This guy is joking. This whole thing is a joke. It's just a cheap fucking anal sex joke. We know it. Read the whole thing over again because we caught it on the first fucking line. Did anyone else?
That's only half the poem.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh, keep going.
All right. If you've been wise and found the blaze, look quickly down, your quest to cease. But tarry scant with marvel gaze. Just take the chest and go in peace.
Gays.
He's not writing anymore.
Being like fags, being, you know.
Yeah, totally.
So why is it that I must go and leave my trove for all to seek? The answers I already know. I've done it tired, and now I'm weak. So hear me all and listen good. Your effort will be worth the cold. If you are brave and in the wood, I give you title to the gold.
In the wood.
That was totally a sex poem.
Yeah,
for sure.
Definitely. Any writer that hears all of that fucking imagery, you don't sit down and write that and not fucking realize it.
Right, because you'd be like, oh, wait, you know.
Does it sound a little too much like anal sex?
Right.
It doesn't sound enough like anal sex.
Every time I write, it is a thing where you're like, am I like giving like weird subliminal things away about myself, you know, like, and it could be anything, but you're just like, you write like 2 pages of stuff and you're just like, fuck, dude, I know I'm like revealing my whole personality in this thing, you know what I mean? So like you're totally aware of like all the weird subliminal stuff you do when you write, you know?
Yeah, but that's like an art form. You should.
No, it is, but I'm talking
there.
about, so if you wrote that poem, you would never not fucking know that you wrote it. Like, you know, I mean, it's not an accident. It's either on purpose as a joke, or the guy is the gayest guy ever, and that's really just what comes out in his writing. You know, just like, and that's just his honest writing.
Right, that could be.
So should we go look for it?
I think
no, I don't think so.
Yeah,
I don't think I'm interested anymore. Actually,
No. Did you see this picture? He's pretty handsome.
Let's see, but what is?
Well, let's see.
Let's see him. No,
I mean, for an 84-year-old.
Okay.
No.
Do you know what that guy's asshole would look like?
I have
Are you
literally no
insane?
frame of reference whatsoever for that. Cannot
Then do
possibly
this.
imagine.
Then let's do this. We've never done anything like this. Will you just look up on Google
I don't
Images?
wanna do that.
85-year-old anus. Just look it up. Just look it up on Google Images. Let's just find out what that would look like. That's what I want to find out.
Because like all loose.
Yeah, it's gonna be awful.
Like a wizard sleeve.
It's gonna be the
like
worst
shit
thing.
Just seeping
I
out of
guarantee
it.
you. Just look up 85-year-old anus and let's check it out.
Hairy and
then go to
dingleberries.
images.
I think it's just going to be an old man's face.
Just click on images. There you go. Let's see. What do you got? Some kind of fucking safe search filter on or something?
Looks like
Wanna
it, yeah.
Get that shit off of there.
You could just type old man's anus.
I think it.
85.
No, I just
Old
turned it
man's
on.
anus. 85-year-old.
I mean,
scroll down.
It's going to be bad. I mean,
let's just see what it looks like.
Yeah, I mean,
I don't think we're going to find a pretty picture of one.
There we go.
Okay, well, those are hemorrhoids.
Look at that one.
What the
It's
fuck?
like Old Man Winter. Oh my god.
What the hell?
Please.
And then
change-
why is the third picture from the top from Big Trouble in Little China? What the fuck is that?
These anuses are
All right, I think-
terrible.
Look at the
Jesus
top.
Christ.
Look at the top right. I think that's your most realistic representation right
Oh,
there.
realistic.
Because like the rest of them are all diseased.
Oh
Like
my
that.
God.
That one is just like. That one is just. I don't know what that is.
That's
It's
an
just,
octopus,
It's just like
or-
fucking. Yeah, there's just like cauliflower anus.
Yeah,
but
thanks for that.
Oh, no,
Damn
no,
it.
stop. That top right one. Now that's just an old anus. That's what I'm talking about right there.
You like can't not look at them.
No.
I can.
I looked.
God.
I
That's
could
like,
tell you what's
I'm
wrong
gonna
in each
close
one of those
this.
pictures.
You know what that looks like?
Yeah.
You ever
Look
seen
up
that?
a young man's
that-
anus just to balance
Just to,
us
like,
out.
cleanse ourselves.
Oh, that's better.
Yes, let's look up some children's anuses and
Yeah.
put those up on the screen.
Perfect.
Oh, a nice young man.
That one, the old man anus that we just looked at, that looked exactly like the. Did you ever work in a deli and you've got the big fucking roast beef and the end of it, which is like cinched? You know, the end of it is cinched and the pink part is in the center. You know what I mean? That's exactly that looks like the cinched end of a giant roast beef that you slice up.
Right.
Very
in a deli.
appetizing.
If any of the listeners want to look that
was
up,
horrible.
yeah, all you gotta do is type that in, and you can see some roast beef anus.
Oh my god.
I don't recommend that anybody does that.
Yeah, that was terrible.
Anyways, so that's what that thing is. That's what that poem is talking about. I just wanted to
Yeah,
take a look at
good.
that so we can understand.
Stick your dick in that.
Yeah, so we can understand what that poem was talking about.
All right.
What else?
Treasure.
What else do we have?
We have a Houston area man purchased a dresser at an estate sale for less than $100, and once he loaded it into the truck, he said it sounded like a metallic waterfall. He opened the chest. Oh, it was a chest of drawers. Right. He opened the drawers, found jewelry, coins, cash, and Civil War medals inside. But this fucking nerdlinger is giving it back to the estate owner
Oh, nerdlinger.
instead of keeping it for himself.
What a fuck.
I mean, that's probably a really valuable find.
That's real
Civil
dumb.
War medals, I can't imagine those.
I better give this back to its rightful owners.
There's so
much history.
Ooh, I care about the history of things.
I'm just reading these comments.
treasure.
Wait, our guest from before, Becky, she posted on Facebook, all right?
Mm-hmm.
Our paranormal guest. She goes, thanks to Vinny Micko and the Sunday Evening Overdose for having us on the show tonight. Never a dull moment. Blah, 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 blah. And then this guy, Greg Foltz, says, it was ... entertaining. The fuck does that mean, Greg?
Fuck you, Greg.
Greg. What's with the 3 dots?
Do you want
Greg?
to know what I think about that, Greg? Listen to me, you fucking Facebook commenter. You think you can sit there and comment on Facebook like you could do this so much better than us? You know what, Greg? Fuck you. Greg, you can sucking my dick. You fucking commenters. But he has 4 YouTube accounts. Fucking YouTube commenters. Keyboard commandos. The fuck is Greg?
Greg sounds ... like a smart man. Do you see what I did there? I put in 3 dots like he did.
Fucking commenters. Like they are so slick. Oh, I will use punctuation. Oh, let me be punctual. I will make my point. I will make my point and no one will argue.
3 times, actually, he made his point.
God
Those
damn
are 3
it.
points right in a row.
Hey, Greg. Fuck you.
Greg, how's about you be calling the show and tell us how you really feel?
I don't think he is listening.
Greg's, you can call in at 630-599-RUBS.
Fucking
RUBS.
That's 630-599-RUBS. We'll decide. RUBS. 630-599-RUBS. That's RUBS. 630-599-RUBS. Call up the Sunday Evening Overdose.
And I will fight you.
Nah, you know what, though? Our show's not for everybody.
No,
so.
and
Turn your effects off. There you go.
yeah, we're well aware of that, and
Yeah,
that's fine.
whatever. All right, so
Greg has
there you go. Take that,
maybe
Greg.
just has some high
it.
standards.
That's what we think.
We'll try harder, Greg.
That's what we think. Your ellipsis.
Yeah. Ugh. All right, more treasure. You guys know Captain Kidd?
Nar.
No.
He's a pirate.
Nar.
You don't
And,
say.
Captain Kidd. That's like a cowboy and a pirate fused together.
Yeah.
The Captain Kidd.
Yeah, it's a big deal though,
Is it a
because they
little boy's
found
dream or- Never mind.
his treasure off the coast of Madagascar from the 1700s.
Was his treasure missing for a long time?
Since the 1700s.
Were people looking for it?
Probably, yeah.
Okay.
I'll bet
And
everybody was.
And they found it?
They found it in off the coast of Madagascar. It's being investigated by the UN Cultural Agency, UNESCO. So they're going to try and excavate. They don't know exactly what's in there, but they have it. They have some history to support the fact that that is most likely his ship in that area. So we'll have to keep an eye out for that. But lots of shipwrecks. Why aren't more people looking for shipwrecks?
Shipwrecks.
Because it's wet and cold.
Because the ocean is scary.
Well,
Because the
ocean is so
is
scary.
harsh and unforgiving.
Even small
And-
locks are scary.
And it doesn't. It takes and it doesn't give back, Andrea. You do understand that?
Yeah, I know.
The ocean ultimately will
Vinny.
consume everything.
Yes. And there's no coming back.
It's our biggest. It's our biggest enemy.
Once you go in,
It's gonna get us.
once you go into the ocean,
No one ever comes out of the ocean.
there's no coming back.
Yeah.
Jesus fuck.
And
Let's
it's so
just put that out
salty,
there.
and like you might swallow some, and it's.
Oh, and it's terrible.
And there's fish in there.
How many
fish in there.
How many people like
They might
dead
touch your
bodies do you
foot.
think are in the ocean? Like
Oh.
legions and legions of dead people.
At least legions.
Yeah, I used to go out fishing on this dock out in the ocean, and most of the time what I caught was boots, tires.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Sometimes I'd
Dead
catch
hookers.
another angry fisherman from the other side of the dock that then he would like smash my cap down over my face, and
Yeah.
walk away angrily. But things like that. I never caught any actual
A
fish.
fish head with a skeleton body.
Sometimes, yeah, sure.
I know the type.
But I never caught any fish.
No. Why would you? Dead bodies? Did you say dead bodies? All right. Well, the Loch Ness Monster is back, in case anybody's wondering.
Oh, fuck
Awesome.
I just stared at you. That was just the worst. That must have been so uncomfortable for you. Tried to set up that thing, and I was just like,
Nope.
remember when I was like,
Yeah, the Loch Ness Monster is back, though. Don't you want to talk about that?
yeah.
So we've got this video that kind of breaks it down. The Loch Ness Monster,
There's a new thing.
a new thing. It's an old thing, but it's new to us.
Hey, shit. Fuck.
Fuck.
Aren't we ready for a break really quick, actually? Because, like, if we're going to wrap up with the rest of the shit, like, we're way overdue, I think.
Okay.
Aren't we?
No, but okay.
Not at all, yeah.
No, we're
Yeah,
not?
No,
I've
we're
been
no,
back
we're
on
good.
there for like 15 minutes.
Yeah.
Was that it?
Yeah.
15
We
minutes?
basically bashed Greg, and now it's now.
Wow. I feel like we're really ready for a break.
It's really hot in here. That's probably why.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We can take a break. Let's take a break.
Nah, I guess go ahead.
That's a great idea.
Yeah, close that door and open that one.
Okay. So the Loch Ness Monster hasn't been spotted in a very, very long time. But in 1981, the British government passed a law that it's like an environmental protection law that covers the Loch Ness Monster as part of it. So they
Oh.
have actual legislation in place
I think it's part of the royal family by
that
now, right?
protects the that protects the Loch Ness Monster. And then, thanks to the Freedom of Information Act, documents have been released that detail experiments where they put gadgets on freshwater dolphins and dropped them into Loch Ness
Yeah.
in an effort to track another living thing that might be living under there. And then 2 years later is when they passed the law that protects the Loch Ness Monster.
Dude, this is really nuts. Like that was
Yeah.
a rumor for a long time, and then so recently they fucking actually filed the Freedom of Information Act request, and so for real, they really put on like sonar gadgets and fucking
On
all
dolphins.
on dolphins and did and recorded what they came across as they went down there.
Right.
The government took the Loch Ness Monster very seriously.
Yeah.
Apparently.
So since then, also, Sweden, the government in Sweden has consulted the government in Britain on how to craft their own law protecting their equivalent of the Loch Ness Monster, because apparently Sweden has one too.
Well, it's probably like just a leftover relic of the dinosaur age, right? Like that makes sense. That's like the best theory I've heard. That
Dude,
makes
there's a lot
sense.
of, and everywhere. I mean, it's funny that it's another one that
So there would
every
just be
society
one.
around the world has their little like fucking brontosaurus lake monster.
Right,
You
but
know,
it makes
it's like
sense.
yeah,
Why would there just be one?
and people are so arrogant to think that like I've been down to that lake a couple of times. I ain't never seen no lake like. Guess what?
Yeah.
I've seen shit in my backyard before once that I never knew could be there. One time I saw a fucking badger in my backyard.
What?
Yeah. And I'm like, I never thought this could ever happen. And I've never seen it before or since. But You know what I mean? Just once in a while, you do see rare shit out in the wilderness. Like, it just, people are so fucking arrogant to think, like, hey, we don't have one in a cage. Why would there ever be one out there? It can't happen.
Yeah.
You know, like, the fuck?
I ain't never seen one of those in a zoo.
Yeah, exactly.
Well, I think it's pretty obvious timing on their part to make the law 2 years after they did this weird fucking dolphin thing, but...
Yeah, so the law sprang up 2 years after they fucking tied a bunch of equipment on the dolphins and sent them down in there to check shit out, and then they make this protection...
And the dolphins
yeah, it's like
never
an
came
environment.
back. They just got
yeah, that was it.
This is a way that we find out what government does sometimes. Like we were talking about with the weather weapons. When we don't have direct evidence that they have weather weapons, we look to a treaty between all those countries that agrees not to use their weather weapons.
Right,
so
exactly.
Like, this is kind of one of those things where it's like, yeah, we
This
don't.
is
You
pretty
don't say
damning,
that,
guys.
Yeah, you don't say that you have it, but you just have this weird law.
Just in case.
You know.
You passed it now, just in case. So, I don't know. I think the Loch Ness Monster is there, though. I think there's got to be one somewhere.
Seems probable enough.
Yeah, I saw it. Took a picture of it, left it at home.
Yeah, I happen to have a picture of it.
Hold on, is Edward Shanahan here?
Yeah,
What's up?
yeah.
Edward Shanahan, local paranormal investigator, is in studio.
Okay.
So I know a lot of
Okay.
people say that it's hard to get a picture of the Loch Ness Monster, and it's really hard to to capture and prove it. But what do you think about that?
I always say you don't take any more pictures than you need. Took one picture of legs, saw Loch Ness Monster.
So you just took one picture and that was it, and you got a picture of
you
it.
just take the amount of pictures that you need. Okay.
You just went out there with like a feeling, and you
You
just
used
took.
a Polaroid camera, take a picture of Loch Ness Monster.
Uh-huh.
I left it in my other wallet though. So
Hey, you know what, Edward Shanahan?
Hmm?
You're a real fucking douchebag.
Oh!
Yeah. Okay.
Eat it,
Yeah.
Eddie.
You dummy. What a big dummy that guy is.
Yeah.
That's this guy, Edward Shanahan,
Have you
who
ever-
does paranormal tours around here and stuff.
Oh.
We've made fun of him on the show a couple times.
He'd be perfect on this show. You could probably egg him on, and he wouldn't know.
We should just get him as a guest. He'll never fucking know that
Yeah.
we've made fun of him 80 times.
Especially this late at night, he's like 13 beers in at least.
At least.
Guaranteed.
He's one of those guys too. When you saw the videos of him in his apartment, you're like, what's more irritating than an addict who keeps everything really fucking neat? Like, dude, you're like obviously some like drunk weird guy in your apartment, but it's like neat as a prison cell. You're like, what is that fucking irritating or what? I hate that. Like, if you're gonna be a drunk, have shit all over the place.
Be a fucking drunk.
Fucking
Come on.
people laying around.
Yeah.
And shit going on. You've got everything it's so like weird and desperate. Like, I can't be myself and actually be the pathetic douchebag that I am. I have to just maintain this neat appearance.
This
and,
will
like,
convince everybody.
my 35-year-old sweatshirt, that I'm wearing, and my dumb fucking trucker cap, just looking in the camera, whatever he fucking had on.
Sweatpants with elastic at the bottom.
God.
Well, yeah, let's get him as a guest. No?
I'll reach out to him too.
Wisconsin is starving their
Matt.
citizens.
Huh?
Yeah, I heard this. Yeah.
Wisconsin ain't starving nobody. Here's what's happening.
They have cheese.
They're putting new restrictions on food stamps,
Yes.
right?
Really broad restrictions on the way people are allowed to spend their food
Oh,
stamps.
so they're just doing it to the gals.
Yeah.
Hey, broad
Hey,
restrictions.
broads.
Yeah.
Yo.
Yo.
They're
These
weirdly
whores buying lipstick and tampons.
with their food stamps like that's our responsibilities.
Hey, is she gonna buy condoms or condiments?
Oh, yowza. So they're restricting the weirdest things. They're allowed to purchase fresh fruits and vegetables as long as they're not potatoes.
Yeah, potatoes.
What?
They can't purchase nuts, including peanuts or fruit and nut mixtures like trail mix.
Okay.
But wait, can they buy, like, if they wanted raw almonds?
No nuts.
Why no nuts?
But aren't nuts like a great source
Nuts
of
are really good for you.
nutrition? And and it's cheap kind of to get
Yeah,
a lot of them
they're
sometimes,
incredibly nutrient dense.
Peanuts aren't.
No, but they're a good source of protein.
Shoes, man.
They're
Shoes
an
are-
okay source of protein. I kind of see why. Like, I'm trying to look at this their way.
And peanuts will fit in your nostril.
So
really
far,
easily.
I'm like,
yeah,
okay,
then
so
you're just asking for trouble.
they let you get fresh fruit and vegetables, just no potatoes, for some arbitrary reason.
No
Right.
potatoes.
I mean, I don't really like potatoes, but okay. I don't know why they would have that.
But potatoes are something that me, being a poor person for many, many years now, I know very well that potatoes is something you buy a bag of for
cheap, right?
$3.
They go a long way.
and it represents half of every meal you have for the next 2 weeks. You
Yeah.
know, it's like
Yeah.
it's not it's not to be sneezed at.
Right, I'm just,
Yeah.
I can't see any good reason.
Listen,
though.
Matt, lay off the potatoes,
Yeah,
all
lay
right?
off the
We need
potatoes,
them,
dude.
bro.
Jesus
Okay,
Christ.
so wait, what else can't they buy?
Herbs, spices, or seasonings at all.
Including like salt.
So we're talking Wisconsin.
Wisconsin. No
Statewide.
herbs, spices, or seasonings.
This is a new law.
Yes.
And we're talking about all the stuff that is now unavailable to be bought under the with food stamps.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay, so no cranberry sauce or pie filling, no fruit packed in syrup, no fruit packed with added sugar, and no fruit packed with artificial sweetener.
Interesting.
That's
so,
good.
Yeah,
I mean,
that is good.
Well, I mean, but here's the
That's,
thing. Yeah, I mean, they. Wait, I'm gonna let
But-
you finish.
Confusing.
That's
huh?
like what the poor people usually clamor for, though.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. Wait, I'm gonna let you finish, and then I will give my take on this.
Okay, no fruit bars, popsicles, fruit smoothies, and no boxes of frozen fruit. No pizza, lasagna, or spaghetti sauce. No soups, salsa, or ketchup. Let's see. No canned potatoes, pickles, creamed vegetables, beans, peas, lentils, baked beans, pork and beans, refried beans, any beans with garlic or soup, ketchup, relishes, or olives that come in cans.
That's,
Can you get Cheez-Its?
Yeah, you sure can. No restrictions on junk food. No restrictions on
knives.
Yes, they can get extra knives. They can get only knives. No organic, unpasteurized, or low acid juices. No glass bottles of juices. No. Let's see. This is a long list. I'm just giving the highlights. Yeah, it's a really long list. There's a lot of stuff I'm not even saying.
No peanut butter.
Let's keep going.
No, peanut butter is allowed.
Oh, okay.
No green peas, green beans, snap beans, yellow beans, wax beans. No fresh or frozen beans and peas. No peas or beans with sauces or flavors. No organic beans or peas. No soups. And no dried beans or peas. No flavored peanut butters. No specialty peanut butters. No peanut butter from the health food section or refrigerators section. No albacore or white tuna. No solid fillet or select fish. And no pouched fish.
So what fish can you buy?
Just fresh from the deli, I guess.
Okay.
Yeah, but how many food stamps is that going to cost?
A lot. Okay,
Yeah.
I'm gonna say a lot. But
Stand in the produce aisle and fish for compliments.
I'm just trying to like wrap my head around this.
No whole wheat bread. No bagel bread, bagels, or pita bread. No muffins or English muffins. No bread dough. No organic bread. No organic rice. No white rice, flavored rice, wild rice, or rice mixes.
But you can get brown rice.
You can only get regular brown rice.
That's all I eat.
No organic tortillas. No goat's milk, buttermilk, organic or certified humane milk.
This is boring.
No soy, almond, rice milk. No milk with added ingredients.
So basically, they
Anything
are
that's going to
forcing
be any of the healthy options.
Well, I don't know that that's true. It seems more like they're over-forcing the healthy options on you. The problem with that is that if you're on food stamps, a lot of that shit you already can't afford. I just don't like the idea. All right, in general, I don't like the idea of you telling anyone. Like, when it pisses me off when I see people spending their food stamps on Snickers bars and shit. But you know what? If that's what you want to fucking live on or whatever, it's not my business. I buy, fresh fruits and vegetables with mine, and that's all I eat. So when you initially told me about this, I was like, wow, I'd be fucked. But actually, it would force me to actually eat a little better because I would have to eat fresh fish instead of eating canned fish, which I do now. Otherwise, this would not alter my diet in any way. So personally, would this affect me? Not at all, really. If anything, like I said, I'd miss almonds. I'd be like, what the fuck? And I'd buy my own fucking almonds. But, like, it's just not cool to be telling people. But I see what they're doing. They're actually being like food Nazis in the opposite way. Instead of being like, oh, you can't have anything that's healthy, it seems more like they're being like, you can't have anything even remotely unhealthy.
Yeah, they're combating obesity.
Or something.
But to kind of a crazy degree, but...
Yeah, and they're also restricting things like nuts, shellfish. I didn't say that one.
But in the end, I mean, all right, let me...
Is cheese all good, though?
Can I pose the other argument? And by the way, there's got to be people out there who want to get in on this one. 630-59...
a lot of people.
630-599-7827. 630-599-7827. I'll keep an eye on the phone. I might have missed some calls before, actually.
A lot of people are on food stamps.
I was not. The computer's like, we had to fucking shuffle around and do all kinds of fucked up shit to get on here, and the computer's over to the side of me. So if you want to call in, if you tried before, try again. And I'm keeping an eye out now. But, why do you think that when you're getting like a free kind of like supplement, that say you live in a society that can provide it for you, why do you think that you should be able to like decide and be selective with what they give you?
Because people have different dietary needs.
Okay.
I mean, that's right there. You like, okay, here, you can have a jar of peanut butter. Well, I'm allergic to peanuts. Well, tough shit. Like, that's not helping someone at all. That's just being like a dick, basically, and being
also,
like, want this? Oh, no, you don't want it.
Nuts and shellfish are two of the best natural sources of iron, too.
No,
readily absorbable iron.
I mean, some of that stuff is very healthy.
And, well, those are things you can't buy, are nuts and shellfish.
Right, those are good for you.
From that list, did you see like any particular agenda overall with the kinds of things they restricted? Did you identify? Because it was kind of confusing to me. But did you see anything common in most of what they banned there, or what?
It seems kind of confusing. They seem to be banning the things that are not processed. Kind of forcing you into purchasing processed things in a way.
Well, you said you'd have to buy fresh fish. That's not processed at all.
Yeah, but it's so much more expensive. They're forcing you to either purchase processed options because you can afford them, or spend more of your food stamps and maybe your pocket money on the more expensive options because that's what you're restricted to. So maybe in a way they're even devaluing food stamps a little bit,
I think they're forcing the fat people in Wisconsin, because everybody knows most people in Wisconsin are pretty obese.
Everybody knows that.
Bunch of fat
Yeah, they
Dutch
are. I'm
people.
sorry. If you've been to Wisconsin, look around.
Wisconsin sucks.
Yes, it does.
Fuck you, Wisconsin.
Yeah, sorry. Fuck you, Wisconsin.
And
I
you
don't
know
care.
what? Your side of the lake isn't even good.
It's ugly.
It's all like dark, and there's like some cliffs, and there's just those like black fucking like I don't know what they are, like those stupid like obsidian rocks everywhere. Just like, this sucks, dude. It's kind of cool for a second, but then you go to the other side of the lake, you're like, wow, this is where
this is the side of the lake.
This is everything that the lake is all about. We got waves, we got fucking beaches. We got all kinds of shit. Go to the Wisconsin side of the lake. It's just always Gotham City, just all the time. Like, let's go to the beach and fucking walk around, like some fucking Batman villain.
Yeah.
Stand in the wind, be cold.
Perfect.
That's great. Great job, Wisconsin.
Yeah.
Fucking idiots.
Yeah, I think they're forcing their poor and obese to lose weight rapidly, basically by restricting their diet to a point where, like you said, they're gonna pretty much piss away all their food stamps on expensive incredibly just like raw and healthy foods, and that will force them to eat less if they want to eat every fucking day. And I don't know. I guess it's just forced. I don't know. I don't like that they're doing that, but
I don't like it. I don't like it either. But I'm also not a big fan of like, most of what welfare is. You know what I mean?
Oh, well, it has to be there in a society.
No, it does, because it's another thing where there's always going to be like, hey, why shouldn't we help people out who need to be helped out and whatever? And
especially the richest country, supposedly,
right, exactly.
in the world. Like,
and I've been at times in my life where I've gone to like food pantries and stuff, and I've definitely taken advantage of charity. When I was really, really hard up. So you don't want to ever be like judgmental of anybody, but also we all fucking know, and especially if I don't know, I feel like if you lived in the South, I've lived in the South for a couple of years. I've known a lot of people that just culturally just abuse the system with that shit, and it's just a thing they get no matter what. I need to work off the books because I get my fucking welfare and I do this and that, and like it's just, where do you think the money comes from, and at what point, how do you justify it?
that is a complicated conversation. But first off, money's imaginary. The Fed fucking prints it up, so who gives a rat's ass where it comes from? It comes from the imagination of the people. And I have a lot of fucking imagination myself, so I'm entitled to whatever you can imagine, okay? And that's how I feel about money. It's like, yeah, well, you made that up, so I'll play along if you want.
Vermin Supreme is in the house right now.
Yeah.
But, like, I don't know.
No, I know what you mean, but then the reality is, like, everybody...
Well, no, that is the reality.
Yeah.
The illusion is that money is worth something. Let's clarify that. That's an illusion.
Yeah, I think it's arguable.
No, it's an illusion. What is paper worth, Vin?
Well, if it's not worth anything, then why do you need...
We pretend it is. We all as a society collectively decide that it is. But it doesn't make it so.
Okay, but also just realizing that it's a scam doesn't make you magically
true.
able to get food.
Just so like you don't vote.
Right. How is that?
Because how do you expect to affect any change if you don't have a voice in their already, admittedly rigged game? It's the same thing. Unless we all decide to collectively not vote, we all decide that money is worth something. I don't know. My thing about food stamps is, though, and where does the money come from?
But but you can't just say that money doesn't. It's not real, because the rest of the rest of us kind of enter into a contract where we produce it.
Will the world ever run out of money?
Yes.
Sure.
No, really. Will the world ever run out of money?
Yeah, probably.
How would the world run out of money?
I don't know.
Who would have it all? God? Oh, God got all the money.
Yeah, but what's your point? I mean, my point is
it's
you could
give
talk
people shit if they need it, because that's reality. Like, someone starving and needing something, that's fucking reality, not your fucking made up fucking economy.
Well, okay, but you're not even using the obvious point, which is like, we waste so much money on so many other things
all right. Well,
that are less of the spectrum than this is. We could actually feed and house each other pretty comfortably as a society if we spent a little bit less on defense and a few other things. But the point is, there's a segment of the people that listen to this that are going to go, yeah, fuck that. I work for a living. I don't fucking ask for shit from anybody. Why should anybody who's capable of working be collecting money off our backs?
Well, who are you to decide who's capable of what and who's working and who's not? Now, most people who are working for a living, I'm sorry to say, like, it really, that's like you go in, you do it, you can mindlessly do it, and then you come home and you're paid and you can do your thing or whatever, right? And it's like a mindless chore or a task. People who work in other fields who, maybe aren't as appreciated by society work a fucking, 12-hour day to be very poor. Or even just people who work fucking, 2 shitty jobs and are still poor and need food stamps. That's a whole nother issue. But I don't know. I don't think it matters. My point was, overall, money's imaginary. If you want to be like, okay, well, money does exist, there's more than enough of that to go around too, though. And why would it ever be bad to help people?
But see,
Someone that feels like, well, I work. Well,
I
yeah,
guess
good.
I would accept the money's imaginary thing more if you lived without money somehow, but you don't. You know,
I can't.
Right.
But I pretty much do. I do most things on the barter system with people. You know, I
and
trade art.
Dude,
I give
believe me,
things.
I'm the same way, and you know me.
Yeah, no, I do.
We basically live similar lifestyles in a lot of ways in terms of like that we don't engage in like mainstream consumption.
Right.
You know, and
I
we
create.
Don't,
I don't
we don't spend a
consume.
lot of money on unnecessary things. We don't go out shopping for frivolous stuff, and we make what do with what we've got. So, I mean, it's not as though I'm coming from some other place. You know, I'm just trying to rationalize the whole idea that, like, you know,
How can you not? That's my thing.
You do need money. You.
Oh, well, okay, yeah. Otherwise, you have a barter
have to
system.
have money.
And,
So you can't just hide from the fact. So you have to have some.
No.
You have to have some rationalization
Right.
for.
Well, you
know, for collecting money. you know?
I would hope you don't, shoot cops in the face when they walk up to you, but you've rationalized it very well for me before. I mean, and I see your point. It's the same thing. Like, yeah, I do live in this society, and I am forced to utilize money, if that's what you mean, but I'm not fooled by the illusion.
No, neither am I. And
I know you're not,
it
but-
hurts my heart to have to fucking run the rat race. It sucks.
Right. It hurts. It hurts me to watch other people have to do it as well, though. Is my point. Like we shouldn't have to have a toil.
But shouldn't have to. So where does all this society come from without the motivation for success and like material gain? How do
you could
how do
still have that
stimulate-
without the way that it's set up now. I mean,
Sure, you could, but I just mean like.
and that's what I was going to say to your thing before about like, well, I work and stuff. Well, yeah, but you don't live on the shitty like living scale that like maybe someone on welfare is living on or whatever. It's like, well, no, I know you personally.
Yes, I do.
Fine, but I mean like that person that's like, well, I work, so fuck them. Well, they're not living like you're living though. Do you know what I mean? Like you need to understand. There's like. You have nice
I'm a
things.
poor motherfucker.
You have no. I'm not saying you as in you, Vinny. I mean the person who is saying like, who would be like, I work hard and I have my nice things. Why should I have to help some poor person? Well, their life isn't your life, and as always in any situation, it's like you can't say because you're not that person.
Yeah, but to me, at the end of the day, when you talk about why shouldn't you have to and whatever, any way you're going to enforce this stuff is only through the threat of violence. So when you involve like we're talking about, like somebody has to give money into a pool that helps people who are quote unquote less fortunate, it's being taken by force,
Well, I mean, I don't know. That's a very broad argument. I mean,
it is, admittedly.
I have nothing to say to that. Like,
yeah, well, no, but that's just how I want to introduce my point of view to it. You know what I mean? And no, admittedly, it is a very broad argument. You're right. You're very right about that. But it's, I don't think illegitimate, to kind of use that as a parameter for how you feel about the whole thing in general. Is like, I don't like that principle of being told that I have to enter into an agreement.
well, if nobody had to enter into any sort of agreement, then we'd have kind of like the open anarchy kind of society or whatever, and we'd have tribes and stuff, and you wouldn't really need welfare because we would all be taking care of each other anyway. And
Fuck,
we'd have
we're all
that
in our 30s, we'd be dead.
form of or that, but we'd all have that form of welfare, which would
Not
be
me.
the kind
Not
of
you
welfare
guys,
where
actually.
other
Shit.
people have
Me
compassion
and
for
Matt.
each other, and it's like, oh well, I'll help you plant your crops. If you fucking help me, make a blanket later or whatever. You know what I mean? It's like, I don't know. That's just too broad of an argument.
Why would you be planting your crops at the same time of the year that you would be needing a blanket?
Your thing.
I always
you
need a
would
blanket.
be so dead.
I sleep under 10 blankets now.
No, it's a broad argument, but when you talk about like entitlement in society,
It's not entitlement. It's human rights. Like, are we going to just turn
How
our
is that
backs
di-
on
how is that
people?
different? What-
You're going to just have starving people in the street and like drive a car?
no. See, I have never been someone who ignored starving people in the streets, like I've talked about on the show before.
Right.
I've many times given money that I couldn't afford to give to homeless and poor people. It's not about what you do personally. It's about what you require from people based on a contract through a government, which is only enforced by violence. That's what it's about to me. So it's not about what we do socially. Socially, I'd hope we continue to move more and more towards where we willfully help each other, and carry each other when we're down. But as far as what's forced upon us by a law or a requirement through taxes or this and that, I don't like that. I don't like it at all.
Especially when you have people that do take advantage of the system.
There will always be shitty people taking advantage of other people in some form or another, no matter what kind of a system or no system or lack thereof that you live under. People are people.
Yeah.
Fine, but how do you deal with the basic immorality of telling someone, I require and I will enforce through violence and the threat of force that you give X amount of dollars into this pool for those less fortunate
I don't
than you.
like taxes. Well,
you know what I mean? You don't support that either. So
I don't support them doing the same thing and then spending it on bombs and shit. We don't get to pick
I already
what our
gave
taxes
you that.
are spent on.
I gave you that.
And we should, if we're gonna buy into this system where money exists and it's worth something, and that's just the reality. Well, then just the reality is also that at least we have this one thing that helps people instead of drops a fucking bomb on them in some other country. Or at least we have this one thing that helps poor people instead of flies a senator to fucking a casino somewhere for a week. Or buys in prostitutes.
And what you're saying is not wrong, but it's I think it's a more emotional take on
maybe
on the reality of what I'm saying is like, that stuff all really does blow. And like I said from the beginning, we could fucking eliminate 1/10 of our defense budget and feed every man, woman, and child in the country.
Well, we could give everybody houses if we got rid of 1/10 of our defense budget.
Exactly. So
that's how much our defense budget is.
That's kind of what turns this entire conversation into a joke, really.
Right. That's what I'm trying to say.
No, yeah, totally. Well, fuck.
So food stamps are the least. Food stamps, giving people food stamps and worrying if they're taking advantage of the system is the least of this country's problems. Okay, that's a joke. Give poor people food.
I get it.
Who gives a fuck?
But how about this? But could you agree to this? That it's immoral to require people like by threat of force
to do anything. Period.
To give charity. That's what
anything,
I mean. You know
period.
what I mean? So we agree
on that. Yeah.
Yeah. All right.
Yeah.
You shouldn't have to do anything.
You know what I mean?
Die one day.
But that's what. But when you're talking about But that's the extrapolated like implication of when you're talking about, hey, a person should reasonably expect to have this certain safety net in society. What you're really saying is, then we'll require by threat of force for the other people to supply that safety net.
That's a real stretch.
I don't feel like it is. Do you?
I feel like it is.
Let's go to a couple other things or people.
Couple other things.
Things or people. Do you see the crux that we have here? That me and Matt are.
So if they cut out food stamps, you think you're not going to have to pay any taxes anymore? Or your taxes are going to go down?
That's a silly
That's
thing
what you
to
think?
No.
I mean, well, what are you trying to say?
I'm talking about basic morality. I'm talking about the idea that you point a gun at me and tell me...
Nobody's pointing a gun at you.
It's figurative, but it really is. So when you're required by law to pay a certain tax, say, then it is enforced by threat of violence. That's the only way the government forces compliance.
Yeah.
No.
No, okay, I agreed with that already.
Well, it's not in theory, though, but it is.
Okay, it's enforced by law, therefore violence. Period. I get it.
Yeah. So that's what I'm saying. So when you force people to supply a safety net for other people in society, you can only do so through violence, and it is immoral. And I think it's one of those things where you need to let go and let the chips fall where they may.
No way.
Yeah.
You would have starving children. Dude, it'd be so much more immoral to not in this scenario.
Do you think the government is really like supplying the majority of charity in this country?
No.
Well,
here's the problem is
like
that
welfare. I mean, no, dude.
Please
people are going to take care of each other. See, this is the thing. I have more faith in people than you.
The government is people.
Yeah, no. What I was going to say is that the problem is that there's this illusion that without the government, people wouldn't be able to take care of it themselves. Who would build the roads? We'd fucking build some roads so we could drive our cars on them. We don't need the government to do
hold
that.
on. Who would build the roads? The government doesn't build roads. They award contracts to private companies who they're friends with to build the roads.
Right.
If we didn't have
that was a metaphor.
If we didn't have government and we had a straight across vote to build the roads, probably the best company would win out, you know.
Right.
But you're forced to it. But wait, I want to hear what you said.
So
Yeah,
I
but
mean,
you get what I'm saying, don't you, Matt?
I have to say I agree
But
with Vinny.
what?
I don't appreciate being forced to pay taxes, and the only reason I pay my taxes is because I don't want to get caught doing the
Right.
myriad
I get
other
that.
illegal things that I do. And I genuinely believe that if the government programs that are supposed to help people in dire situations were taken away, people would create those programs for themselves, and they would be more efficient
think
and
that would happen.
more.
No, you're
communal.
nuts. It totally would happen, dude. It happens all over the place right
It
now.
happens right now,
Yeah,
even
I mean,
though there are government.
Most
I
people,
don't know.
most people who need a safety net, first of all, most people out there don't end up being counted in statistics and don't end up being caught by government safety nets. Most people who fuck up in life get caught by family and friends. And most people, and we've all known or been. I've fucking been the person who goes, I got nothing. Can I live in the fucking basement for a couple months to get my shit back together? I've been
And
that
somebody
guy.
said yes.
I've been
What
that guy.
if
And most
you-
people, but okay, fine. What if? It
That's
doesn't
what I
matter.
mean. There's always a
But-
scenario
there
where you
always is,
can't
but
count on
that
that,
doesn't
and there
pertain.
should be.
No. But that doesn't pertain to what we're talking about. What we're talking about is whether or not. Yeah, there always is that, but it still is that most people are caught by family and friends with no sort of authoritarian structure involved. Most people are charitable souls to the people they care about. Most people are really kind of decent people when it comes down to it at the end of the day, when it really fucking counts. They really are. I
I believe that.
don't you?
Yeah, I do.
It really always comes. Anytime you really fucking fall really low in life, you see how good people are, and you see somebody who goes, "You need this. All right, here you go. Let me help you out." You know?
Yeah.
And it happens, and it's happened to all of us.
And it happens on small scale, and it happens on a large scale, and it happens without anybody
And-
saying, "Hey, you have to do this, or we're gonna arrest you,
or we're gonna fucking take
point
it
a
by
gun
force."
at your head." Yeah.
So I think there's a happy medium somewhere where we go, okay, as a society where not too many of us are starving and not too many of us are really out in the cold.
Any of us starving and any of us being out in the cold would be a despicable and shameful thing for such a wealthy society to have.
Well, and it is a shameful thing how much
Yeah.
how much of that there is. But
Especially when money's an imaginary, made-up bullshit thing in the first place.
yeah.
It should never hurt. Nobody's imagination should ever hurt other people in the real world. That's all. Like I gotta
many
say.
things.
It is all very true. But it's what the fuck was I now we just went to like 6 side roads, but again, it's not somebody's imagination so much as everybody. Like, you're just as complicit in giving money its realistic value as anyone else. Like, you enter into the societal contract
Because I'm
too.
forced to by threat of death.
But so is everyone else.
Exactly.
Yeah. So we're here. So you can't use it as the end all be all excuse. You can't always just go, well, it's because we're all dealing.
It's not an excuse. It's just a fact. Money's imaginary, and you just should always keep that in mind. Like it's not real.
Yeah.
The Fed will just
with
print
that.
more. Like, we don't need to act like it's one day. It's not like oil where we're gonna run out one day.
No, they'll just keep making it.
Right. That's my point.
And there's nothing there to back it up. Nothing. There hasn't been in a long time.
Yeah, we're not on the gold
Yeah,
standard.
but it's
Let's go to David Box.
Sorry, I'm kind of zoning out over here.
Have you been listening to this conversation?
I'm listening. Yeah.
What do you haven't weighed in a while? I want to hear your thoughts on generally what we've been talking about.
When you kept bringing the conversation to it's immoral for people to force you to do something by threat of violence, I kept wanting to say that's like a different conversation than the one we're having.
Right.
It seemed like because
I don't understand that.
Well, because like the threat of violence, the tax dollars that are obtained through that threat of violence, it's not like they all go to this welfare.
Right.
Thing. So like you need, when you're simultaneously
sure, but,
putting it.
Hold on. I get that, but there isn't any individual part of what you're taxed on that you can say doesn't come by, that they don't take through threat of
So
violence.
something that's good that comes out of something bad makes it all bad.
No,
it makes it a worse way of doing things.
Okay, I agree there, but
I think no, and I like to break things just down to right and wrong. I mean, I guess, but all right, fine. Maybe that's not fair.
Things are
Maybe that's
never
not fair.
black and white, right and wrong.
But all right, fine. Maybe that's not fair. Maybe that's right. Maybe you guys are right about that.
Yeah, I mean, if you're going to break it down to right and wrong, you would say like, "Oh, they threatened my life, but I'm willingly giving this money."
Okay,
because it would be wrong to watch a poor person starve or watch your baby die because it needs milk or whatever.
But
all right, fair enough. Yeah,
I would argue that there are plenty of other ways that you could achieve that without paying your tax dollars. You can help people without someone forcing you to do so.
Sure.
And stopping funding welfare, and starting to go work at a place where they give clothes to the homeless and you sort out clothes and pass things out to people. Equal.
Now, if you had a structure where all of your tax dollars weren't going towards the defense thing, like what if tax dollars
That's a lie.
I'm just saying hypothetically, if you had a system where
because
your tax dollars
by the way, as a side note to this entire conversation, we're kind of having this conversation in a little bubble where we're realizing that isn't the overwhelming just majority of our funds going to fucking defense and war?
Yeah.
Tax wise,
Yes.
Isn't it? Yeah. Okay.
Yes.
Yeah.
So I mean, this is kind of a
huge.
This is kind
portion
of
our
my. That's why I don't even want to argue like numbers
And
or
then a
money.
whole
I
bunch
don't want to
goes
argue
to-
numbers or money. I just want to talk about
We
morality.
give more
That's
to
all I wanna talk about.
Israel every year than we spend on the poor right here in this country.
Oh,
so
man.
we just give it
It's
to them.
deplorable.
Just
It
give
is.
it to 'em.
Israel
Here.
is a whole other conversation too.
I know. I hate Jews.
So
fucking Jews.
I don't, but I'm just saying, like, we shouldn't be
Zionists.
giving any other
Liar.
countries tons of our money just because we feel bad for World War II or whatever. I don't know.
Is that what you think is at the root of this?
I don't know.
No,
I don't
no,
give
no,
a
no.
fuck either, honestly. Why are we doing that? It just doesn't make sense to me.
The
And I've
Israel
gotten in
thing.
arguments with Jewish people I know about it. We're like, oh, no, it's so important that we do. No, fuck you. Israel sucks, okay?
Yeah.
They're like, you don't force people into the army. When that's fucking
Whenever
wrong.
you've got a war, and the one has like that green nighttime cameras of like heat tracking bombs, and the other one is like throwing sticks and bottles. Like the one with the sticks and bottles is right.
Right.
Yeah.
I'm
Yeah.
just sorry.
I
sorry.
agree.
That's all there
I
is to
agree.
it.
This is how
Totally.
it is.
Right.
Yeah.
They shoot like 10-year-old kids all the fucking time. Little
Right.
Palestinian kids.
Yeah.
You know what I want? I want a form that I can check boxes on when I fill out my taxes about what I want them to
I've
spend
said
my
that
money
before,
on.
yeah. Like,
Yeah.
you should get to choose.
Voting should.
And
there
even if
shouldn't-
they don't do it, at least
Okay.
they made the effort to make it seem like they
All right,
cared.
but let's check in as a group. Where are we at on the idea that we force each other to partake in charity?
Immoral.
What I was gonna.
I think me and Andrea are standing on like it just doesn't sit right, right?
No, because
Yeah.
charity will happen whether or not you force somebody to do it.
And it does. And just as anybody else could come up with the scenarios of like, what about this kind of person who needs this and this kind of person who needs that? What about this kind of person who doesn't
provides
who
that
doesn't
service.
benefit and then provides from it to their detriment? There's just as many sob stories of a person who goes, fuck, dude, I scrape by all year long, and I wish I could have got a fucking vacation in, but I'm not going to get it, or I'm not going to be able to fix my car, or I'm not going to be able to get some shoes, or I'm not going to be able to get some fucking clothes that I would like to live like a fucking human being once in a while because I'm taxed 18 fucking goddamn % on every paycheck I fucking pay. And you know what I mean? So it's just one of those things that's...
Yeah,
That's
but
a
again,
totally different issue.
you're doing this thing where you put blinders on the conversation about charities and then broaden the conversation to this whole other thing. Like you can't. If it were just charities, your tax dollars would be way less than 18% of what you're drawing in. Like
Right.
you can't. You're
Yeah,
trying to eliminate
alright,
the
that's
defense
true.
budget thing from the conversation, but
No,
you
I
wouldn't
know.
have the feelings that you have if that wasn't part of the equation. If it was if
okay.
taxes were just
Right.
charity, you might not even view
so
it
what
as a
you're-
force.
So what
You'd
you're
be-
saying is it's so negligible, like
Right.
an amount of
and
what
it's
I,
the
what you
one
actually
good
pay.
thing that you're
So when
forced
when
to pay.
when
Like,
I'm
why
paying,
bitch about that?
Because I don't want to pay taxes
at all. Sure,
ever,
fine.
no matter what.
I agree,
on anything.
but that just is such a silly thing to zero in on and be like, oh, but fuck that. No, dude, it's the one good thing the taxes do.
Okay, but maybe it's also this. Now, let's be fair about this. Maybe it's also because I've known so many people who were abusing the welfare and food stamp system. No, I have, dude, 100%.
I don't know.
I do know.
It sucks that happens. It'd be nice if food stamps came with some form of rehabilitation process. I don't know what that would
Job
be.
placement.
Whatever it is, I don't
something
care.
like that.
It doesn't matter. Like, it's another way of turning it around, though. You go, oh, the numbers are so negligible. Well, to me, the numbers of people that are actually, like, doing everything they can do to be an asset to society and somehow have a value and have like a way to get their own food versus the number of people who are really honestly doing everything they can do but really need a few dollars to get, or I mean, fuck, I just said the same thing twice, but versus the number of people who are just going like, well, shit, I can't because society's so bad and there's nothing I can do and whatever. And
they don't give you food stamps for that, man.
Yeah, they do.
I don't know. I had to jump through a lot of hoops and prove a lot of fucking things to get any. It's not all that easy.
Yeah,
like when were you at the Department of Human Services last?
I've known a lot of.
Well, when were you there last?
No, I haven't been there.
Oh, okay. So how can you say that you know all this about it if you've never even done it? It's not like you go there and they just give you a bunch of like free money.
Okay, fine.
It takes months and months and months. You have to come in and prove stuff, fill out shit, fucking prove how fucking dirt poor you are for a long time. It's not just like willy-nilly. You have to need it. There are parameters in which you get it. You can't just go in there and be like, shucks, I'm lazy. Give me some food stamps. It does not fucking work that way. And that's how you're making it out.
That's not true because I've known plenty of fucking fully capable men in their 20s that had food stamps.
How do you know what their situation was?
I don't give a shit what their situation is. How do you know what my situation is?
I don't.
And what I deal with on a day-to-day
basis. And I never try to.
I always held a job and did what I had to do and whatever I fucking needed to do to get by.
Rock and roll.
So right, exactly. So I mean, so there's a lot of fucking people I've associated with that take advantage of that shit that I know they could hold down a fucking job, dude. The dude with fucking Down syndrome that works at 7-Eleven is doing just fucking fine.
Mm-hmm.
And a lot of fucking people with their social anxiety disorder, their agoraphobia, and their little bullshit, dude, it just seems very fucking stupid.
I have to say,
I
usually say there's not much people can say that will offend me, but saying that people's mental disorders are bullshit, that offends me. They're not bullshit. You can't tell depressed people just cheer up. Can't tell people with anxiety, hey man, just mellow out and get over it. It doesn't work that way.
That's fine. But
it's not fair to judge other people, Vin. You're saying you know what's best for other people, and I really thought you were against that.
I'm not saying that. I'm not saying that whatsoever. I'm saying that
you're saying these guys can do this. Well, how do you know what they can do? How do you know?
Because I'm not perfect either. And if I wanted to go to the right doctor, I could be diagnosed with any number of fucking mental illnesses. All right? What do you think?
There's always shitty people. And
whatever.
I
could go, dude. I could go do that too. I'd fucking deal with my shit, and I try to figure out a niche in this society. There's plenty of people that use their fucking ability to get diagnosed with something as a cop-out to not having to fucking do anything productive for anyone else. And even if you have some legitimate fucking disability or whatever, it's not it doesn't mean that you have no value in society. And that's another fucking problem with it, is that's the perception, is that you're incapable. You're listening. I mean, it's just stupid to me.
That's what it sounds like.
No? What? I mean, what?
No, I'm with you. I mean, every system gets abused.
Do you want to see me go get diagnosed as something?
Yeah,
dude,
let's do it for the show.
Seriously. I could have a mental illness. I fucking have plenty, I'm sure. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Do you see what I'm saying? Anybody?
Yes.
Which part?
Just about that
I know I'm not trying to be a jerk, but like, are you still asking the morality question, or are you asking the question of, do I agree that there are some people who just take advantage of the system cleverly, and
that the entire culture of mental illness caters to fucking defeatist approach and
it
stuff.
falls short of taking care of a lot of people that really need help. Look at all the vets coming back with post-traumatic stress disorder who aren't getting the help they need, and they're killing themselves. We're losing more vets to suicide than we did in the war.
Okay, fine. But we're also...
Are they just using that as a crutch for not getting out and getting a job?
No, I didn't say that.
I don't know, man. That's how it comes off.
How did it come off? I never. You just
said
an entirely
that the
new
whole
element to the conversation.
I don't know.
In returning vets, we never talked about that whatsoever.
No, I'm saying I'm using them as an example of someone with a mental disorder that you claim is bullshit.
I never see. That's an entirely new thing that you're introducing to the
I thought
conversation.
that's what you said.
What did I say?
That like people with anxiety disorder and other things like that that's just bullshit, and that they should just.
I never tried to make some big blanket statement. I'm saying though. It's annoying. There's a lot of people. I'm stand by the statement. There's a lot of people that fucking use that as a cop out to why they can't fucking go out and actually do something.
They take advantage.
People use excuses in their life for all kinds of things all the time.
And watch me go get diagnosed with all kinds of social anxiety disorder and all kinds of depression and all kinds of bipolar. I'll go to the doctor right now and be totally honest, and I'll be fucking crazy too. But guess what? I've figured out a fucking way to go deal with my fucking shit, dude. I'm sorry.
Well, so have I, but I don't think that I don't tell other people like you should do it my way, or I don't know.
Neither did I.
Well, I don't know.
You're just worming around. You're not. I mean, there's not even a real.
I don't understand what even the question is anymore.
Who are we?
I think it's unfortunate for people who legitimately have a mental disorder that there are people who would sort of theatrically go through the process of getting to take advantage of things.
Dude, I'm telling you guys that I have known many fucking capable young men in their 20s that had link cards. Now you ask me, how do I know they're capable? Guess what? Because they can hold a conversation and they don't have a fucking cane, and I don't give a shit, dude. I don't like standing in a fucking counter either.
Like they're
I don't
taking
like doing
advantage of it
I don't
then,
know
yeah.
what I got to do. I don't like doing what I got to do to make fucking money either. It's not comfortable for me. It fucking weighed on my soul extremely heavily to have to serve people in the fucking restaurant industry for 10 fucking years. That took an extremely heavy fucking toll on my soul. I don't fucking like it. Fuck you pussies. Go get a fucking way to fucking have value in society. You don't have to get a job. I'm not on some high horse about go get a fucking job and do this and that. No, figure your shit out, faggots. That's what I'm fucking saying. Figure something out, you fucking pussies. That's what I'm fucking saying.
You're saying this to people who are taking advantage of the system.
Exactly.
Okay.
Like I'm saying, because that's how this conversation started. How many fucking capable men in their 20s have I known?
Actually,
that
it started
had
with forcing people
and link
who
cards?
are on force.
No,
forcing them to buy what they're telling
That's how it
people what
started
they can
a long
buy
time
in
ago.
Wisconsin.
But what we're talking about, to me, started when I said I've known plenty of people who were capable, who were taking advantage of the system. And Andrea, have you known plenty of people who were capable that you've seen pull out a link card?
I've known several.
Yeah. I mean, dude, it's rampant.
You're taking a biological standpoint, because if we didn't have a government or the society that we have, people who have these disorders or claim to have them, and they would get eaten up in like the real world if it was just like, hey, we're out here and like go get food and survive. Those people, it's either you participate or you're dead. And so maybe this kind of feeling that Vinny has about it is an instinctual thing, because if you're not going to help us pull through, you got to be left behind, because it's survival of the fittest out here.
And it's not only that, it's just part jealousy of being like, dude, I left high school and then I was 40 years old 2 months later. Like I left high school and then I worked 40 hours a week ever since, and that's all I've ever done.
Yeah.
So I mean, I've met millions of people that had all manner of excuses as to why they can't support themselves. and I'm fucking sick of it. That's honestly, it's partly emotional. I'll give you guys that. It's partly an emotional thing for me. I'm just really fucking sick of it.
But I think it would benefit you to see Matt's perspective if you realize that
I
maybe
do.
you
I
were...
like Matt.
No, sure, but like you might be a special case. You overcame some shit that other people can't do, and maybe you should give yourself a little bit more credit, and that would help you be a little bit more understanding of what Matt's saying.
Not everybody can do that.
Myself?
I don't. Yeah, honestly, that's kind of what I would say.
No, but you see, you know what I mean. Like,
it's good that you pulled it off. Like, a lot of people who have the conditions I have are supposed to be on all kinds of antidepressants and stuff, and I don't take any of that shit.
I know, but you could fucking...
because I just use willpower and
I know.
But you know what? It's not when people are like, "Well, I take them and they work for me." I don't rant to them about how they should be like me and not take that poison. I'm like, well, if it works for you.
Like me,
no, I'm not saying you are, but I'm just saying, like, I don't do that because it's like different strokes for different folks. Only you know what's good for you. And honestly, if someone's taking advantage of the welfare system, that's the least of my worries. There's such worse things for me to give my attention to.
And at the end of the day, it's true. But you know what? This is for
the
purpose of the conversation.
Right. I just don't care if someone's taking advantage of that. That's such a small slice of the people who need it. Who even cares?
I do.
Vinny,
I don't.
If our society didn't fund...
Matt, you're right. I know. But we're just fucking... We're a spitball.
I've worked a lot of hard, shitty jobs
hold
myself,
on.
man. And I just don't share your feeling on not wanting to pay into it.
At the end of the day, you're right about the silliness of the whole conversation. So
the defense budget really brings us together, doesn't it?
Yeah, totally.
I feel really close to you guys right now.
Hey, shut the fuck up.
You see what we did? We turned an argument into an opportunity to become better friends.
Right.
You're right. But I hold to my principles of I don't want to be forced to give anybody anything.
Oh well,
yeah.
I already agreed with you on that.
I got a question.
We love each other.
That's thievery. We do. I do love you, Vin. I love you, man.
I love you. I love my sister Andrea. I love David Box.
Oh, I love you too, Vin.
Hey, while we're loving stuff, check out the
Ben.
poster I painted you tonight.
Let's do that because it's getting late.
Yeah, I gotta go.
I think it's over there.
Is it getting late?
For our listeners at home, I just want you guys to know I'm pointing across the room at where the poster is.
If it were public shaming instead of threat of violence, Vinny,
yeah,
how would you feel?
Meaning what? Like if you had to get
like if it was instead of at gunpoint.
But how would
hold on? We're having an unfurling.
Oh, look at this on. Oh, wow.
Ooh.
Oh, nice. Matt painted a poster. That's a fucking...
It's with ink, with India ink.
India
ink?
That is dope.
awesome.
India ink. Okay, cool.
Wait, can you hold it up a little bit higher? This chair's blocking me. Yep, that's what I imagined the bottom would look like.
What did you use to get that texture?
Sponge.
A sponge. A spong.
Just thought I'd give it a shot. It's a new thing.
No, that's a cool fucking poster.
Yeah, it's awesome.
It's fantastic. I'm going to take a picture and put it on our Instagram.
Matt Gear, who's always sitting in here with us talking, he's a brilliant artist, and he's a very prolific artist.
Every damn day.
Producing many works.
I want to fill that wall.
So he's filling a whole wall here in the studio. But we're gonna.
He's also have the habit.
We're gonna put some of his shit up on Instagram tonight.
Yeah.
Go to Instagram and follow. What are we called?
Sunday Evening Overdose.
That's our name on Instagram.
Yeah, no spaces, no punctuation, no underscores, no nothing.
Yeah, get over there
Sunday
and check our shit out.
Overdose.
We
You
still
can
have
always
that
follow
video
me on Tumblr too.
If you
At
flick
Velvet
back
Sword.
if you flick back a few fucking flicks, you'll find me trying to snowboard on a piece of plywood down a big hill of wood chips and falling on my big fat walrus ass.
Oh, it's one of the best ever.
The zipper sound effect that happens is great.
Sounds like somebody zipping up a zipper real fast. So find us on Instagram. I'll share it on the Facebook tonight too for everybody. But follow it to Instagram and find us on there. We know you're on there. Everybody's on there. So,
which brings us to the next point is share our shit with your fucking friends because we're not having a good time on YouTube. It fucking blows.
No, we're
not doing well.
We keep doing this. We don't ask you guys for very much.
We don't ask for much. Just go to YouTube and subscribe and share the videos on your social networking shit so we can fucking get somewhere once
We'll
in a while.
we'll start running more contests again if it'll motivate you guys.
What else is going on for tonight?
We have the furry trout. You want to talk about that real quick?
There was a trout with fur. Guess what? The water was so cold that this trout had to grow fur to stay warm.
That's what they say. No, this was near Milwaukee. There's a long time myth in this area that the fish one year actually did grow fur to help insulate themselves. That was perpetuated by a guy who took a bunch of fish and glued a bunch of rabbit fur to them and said he caught them that way. But this year, I'm going to put this picture on the page for everybody too. This year, they actually caught a fish covered in what appears to be white fur. It is cotton mold, which is a thing that grows on fish sometimes. This is just like a super duper extreme case, and it's just like really rare that this person would have caught it.
Yeah, it looks like a giant fucking. It looks
this
like
fish looks
it has the
crazy.
fur of one of those like Afghan dogs.
Yeah, it has like a fur coat on right up to its gills, and then it's got a normal fish head.
Yeah.
That's why I was like, that's so fake at first.
Yeah.
But you were like, no, and it totally is not. Yeah, it's like a nasty
It's,
fungus, though.
Yeah, it's like a mold infection.
Gross.
So
You wouldn't want to nibble that fish.
no, I don't think so.
But in Wisconsin, they'll let you buy that with food stamps, I bet.
Yeah. He looks cozy. You're only allowed to buy cozy fish.
Scrape the fur off and snort it.
Yeah.
That's
Fucks you up.
$35 a gram right there.
Yeah. That's how you'll make your money. So, well, that's
Dude,
all I got.
When I lived in New Orleans, I used to be there was like tiny grocery stores on the corner where you would buy stuff, because it was way cheaper than if you went to like the Winn-Dixie or the A&P and shit. So you'd go down there, and maybe, I don't know, 1/5 of the time, I'd say, there would be somebody chilling just like, yo, I got food stamps. Like, can you like do me some trade? Just like, yeah. All right, cool. So they'd be like, yo, I got like get $50 in groceries, and they'd make it look a little bit worth your while, and then you'd give them cash so they could get cigarettes and booze and shit.
Yeah.
So that was always like the jackpot. the days that we get down there and they'd be like, hell yeah, because you like your money was like 1.5 times what it was worth.
Right.
When somebody would trade you food stamps, it was a fucking good deal.
Yeah, that's a really good deal. I'd do that.
And here I am a few years later, fucking talking shit about people abusing the system. So fucking give me some steaks, dude. You'll get some booze, no problem.
Done. Well, that's all I have.
I gotta go.
Is that it?
I'm dying for a cigarette, and
David
I'm
Box
getting tired. Yeah.
mouthed to me that he was leaving about 45 minutes ago.
And we were only going to do a 2-hour show, and then we did like a 4-hour show.
I really enjoyed listening to our EVPs tonight.
Yeah,
I'm going to go
4
back
or
and listen to
5
that
of
a
them
bunch
were
of times.
awesome. One I really did not hear it in, though.
I'll go back and listen to it slower.
That's how it is with EVPs.
No,
Like
I know.
that-
I've listened to a lot of them. I just
Dude,
thought...
I've listened to EVPs sometimes with people where it's like 3 of us are like, wow, that was so clear, and one person is like, I don't fucking hear it.
There was the one...
Sometimes people just don't fucking hear them. Like, there's like, and you know what I mean? It's just like person to person.
We had the one that Ross Allison had sent us for his interview, and I actually almost started crying when I heard it because it was so clear and
It
so
was
creepy.
crazy, right?
And the other person in the studio with us didn't hear it at all. And I remember you even said it on the air. You were
I
like,
I was really
the
mad.
fact checker's tears
Dude,
in her eyes.
I remember being really mad. I was like, dude, how do you not fucking hear it? It was children laughing.
Yeah, they were like, la la la. la.
That's creepy.
Yeah, all creepy. Well, we should probably go back and find. We should revisit those.
Yeah, definitely. Not right now.
That guy was cool, Ross
Yeah,
Allison.
that was cool. He had a bunch of really cool EVPs. But yeah, I always love that. That always really gets my gears.
Can you do me a favor?
Is that a thing?
Becky and Ursula, who were on earlier, can we pull back up their info and let's give them one last little plug before we go out?
One last
I'm gonna
plug.
pull that shit up. David Box, you out of here? Grab the mic. Are you
Plug
leaving?
me 2 times, baby.
Yeah, I gotta go.
All right. Well,
Plug
thanks.
me twice today.
Thanks for being here, Deebs.
My pleasure.
Deebs.
His initials are DB, so I'm calling him Deebs.
Nice.
That's a new one. I thought I've gotten like a lot of nicknames because of my last name.
All right, well, I'll see you later, Deebs. Mac here.
Yes.
Thanks for being here as
always. Always a pleasure.
Very nice to have you on board.
Indeed.
Andrea.
Where's that poster gonna go?
For our guests, earlier on the show, Becky from Illinois Metaphysical Paranormal Society, and Ursula Kalin at ursulakalin.com. Let's do their last little plugs. Go ahead.
June 27th, they'll be sponsoring a spirit communication workshop dinner paranormal investigation at the former Charleston, Illinois hospital. Cost is $50. It includes dinner and a paranormal investigation. Ursula Kalin will be their featured guest, leading water ITC, spirit box, spring Ouija, and more. Then, that is to fund SilCon, which will be August 21st and 22nd at the Cross County Mall in Mattoon, Illinois. It'll be a convention for paranormal, horror, anime, and gaming. We'll be there.
It's gonna be crazy cool.
It's gonna be crazy cool.
No, dude, and like we really do need to go find a weed spot. Like we need to go scout the place out and find out where we're gonna go fucking smoke blunts.
Don't worry. Don't worry.
If we got listeners out there, send us some hot tips.
I'm serious. I'm down
to go.
Old
Methuen, Illinois.
Matt, are you coming with us?
I'm down to go. What time is it at?
Come with us. It's gonna be awesome.
What
We're
time?
gonna be down there for a day and a half.
Yeah.
Oh, a day and a half. How
yeah,
are we
it's a
sleeping?
Saturday, Sunday.
We'll pay for it, dude. No problem.
Well,
the show will pay for it.
Yeah, we'll pay for it.
Okay, well, keep me posted on it. Just don't let me forget.
All right.
Cool. Because I remember it's a ways away. It's in August.
And we are going to be broadcasting.
Hell yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Cool. Well, no, I'm down.
We can do that. Woo.
It sounds like it's going to be wild.
All right, we're doing that.
All right. Put it on your calendars.
What do we want to go out to tonight? Let's see. We are featuring some mofos every night on the show. What did we do last time? We did Dead Split Egos last time.
We did Dead Split Egos last time.
Because we always edit out the breaks, but this will be left on the YouTube video.
All right. How about yeah, that one.
The Holy Alimonies?
Sure.
Let's check this out. Let's see
Love
if we
it.
like it. Hold on. This has been the Sunday Evening Overdose. Let's see what this is like. Does this sound good? Doesn't sound bad so far.
Yeah, I'll take it.
Word. It's got kind of like a Velvet Underground kind of.
All right, yeah, we'll deal with that.
All right.
That's cool.
We'll deal with it.
All right, this is the Holy Alimonies.
Thanks for listening.
This has been the May 17th into the 18th Sunday Evening Overdose. Thank you very much for being with us. We'll see you on Thursday. Good night.
Adieu.
Adieu. Oh, and by the way,
Yeah.
I'm going to do a lonely show tonight.
Hell yeah.
So, if anybody wants to chill, the lonely show will be on in about a half hour. So, I will keep playing music for the next half hour or so, and then I'm going to do a show by myself.
Awesome. I'm going to listen.
So, anybody that wants to chill out and listen, we'll keep this going. And, yeah, about 140. Or no, shit, what is that? 145. I'll go on at
145.
Yeah, I'll go on at 145. I got nothing planned. I'm just gonna write down some shit that I think about, and I'm gonna go. So, lonely show at 145. We'll be back. Thanks a lot.
It fades away like a paper tattoo.